Now launching the dumbest radio show in America. Welcome to Common Man and T-Bone.
He was doing a commercial for, how easy it is to get your annual flu shot.
Timmy wanted them to know exactly when it was in, how long it was in, and when it was taken out. Cut that up, Teddy. Go right ahead.
There was a little prick involved.
Yeah, it's a flu shot.
I'm just a little prick.
What are you going to do?
Nothing.
And I'm getting the shot right now. Here it comes. And it's over.
Featuring Panama Ted.
Too hot.
Timmy Hall.
I will rub one on my face.
And a collection of profane noises.
Coach?
No, Dom.
I'm a genetic freak. And I'm not normal.
I want me some glory hole.
I'll keep it in the room. Stop breathing.
It used to be a lot longer.
The numbers don't lie.
This is stupid. This is Man and Bone.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday to you. No Common Man today. Timmy Hall is in, though. Hello, Tim.
Hello, Bone. It's good to see you. Hello, Ted. Almost
Panama
the full
Ted is
crew
here
tonight.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's right. No Common Man today. But you know what? We all decided today, unbeknownst to either any of us before we got in here, if you're watching us on Fan TV on the YouTube channel, you can see that. Just search 971 The Fan. We're all wearing the same, kind of the same clothing. We all have our fan sweatshirts on. Timmy has gone above and beyond, though.
I did. I just decided to go a little bit more out there. Because I've had this vest. I needed to have this vest for the Chasing the Championship special that we did.
Right.
On our YouTube channel and also on 10 TV Plus at the same time. We did this for the selection show.
This was when
we found out about Ohio State's matchup.
This was when Adam King bled all over the place.
Yeah, bleeding lips Adam King. He was bleeding onto the studio table. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Also bleeding on the studio audience, which was... They loved it. They're like, yes, more blood. Yeah, we want blood.
I mean, obviously, he did make their ears bleed and their eyes,
that's
too.
Right. That's what he does.
So a little bit of that. But no, so I've had the vest here, and I wore it on that, and that's just been on the back of my chair. And then today was the day where Fish handed out these nice black fan hoodies. And so then I had the hoodie. I had to put that on. Then I said, why don't I just see how the vest looks over top of it? And then he said, well, hey, now you just need the hat. And he had this nice winter hat, which I don't even wear hats like this. But I will tell you, there's been a couple people that have been wearing winter hats, and I'm just wearing it as a joke right now. Like my head is sweating. I'm hot. I'll take it off here momentarily. As my because the headphones don't stay on because it's the type of hat that has a little ball thingy on top. But Matt Andrews and CB, Evil Bald Colin, will wear winter hats in the building for their 6-hour workday because they're cold in here.
Yeah, I mean, it is cold in here, but I will say...
Stop.
Man, it is.
It's cold. It's not.
No, Timmy.
Hot.
It is because I'm cold. And if you're not cold, then you are also right because everyone's temperature is different.
How can you be cold?
I don't know.
I don't get that.
I don't know what to tell you. I have layers of blubber, and yet I'm still cold all the time. I don't know what to tell you.
I bet if we had, it's not like the thermostat on that wall is accurate. We know that it's not. But if we had like an actual thermostat, a thermometer that took the air temp, I bet it'd be 71 degrees in here.
Yeah.
It'd be luxurious.
Chilly. Now, what I will say for Matt Andrews.
And no wind chill.
Where Matt Andrews sits, he has a garage door right next to him that is not sealed in any way.
I'm jealous of that spot.
You
talk about a breeze.
No, you used to sit over there and you moved away.
No, I wasn't.
You could have sat right there.
I wasn't on that side of the cubicle. I didn't get the breeze. It didn't mean anything. All I had was all the yapping from the 10 TV guys.
That's true.
So that's why I moved. I got all the yapping, but none of the cool air temps.
That's right. So yeah, we got a lot of fan gear going on today. We're all wearing our fan gear.
Couple of fan boys, huh? Mm-hmm. Couple of F boys.
F boys. That's what they call us. That's what the kids are calling us. The F boys.
That's
probably what that means.
What we got.
When you're hanging out in your kiki, just getting ready to go out, a bunch of F boys, just getting ready for a night of partying. F Boy Island. That's right.
Jersey fan boys. The F boys. The fan boys are out.
Fanboys, but it's spelled fan B-O-I.
That's right.
Boy.
We're going to be out. We're going to be fanboying out on the town tomorrow night.
Well, yeah, you
Me
are
and
going to be live Buckeye show. Where are you guys going to be?
It's going to be fun. We're going to be at Novak's. That's right. We're going to be at the Joker's spot.
Novak's.
We're going to be at Novak's in the Short North. 6 to 8, full 2-hour Buckeye show, live. Spirits will be high. Lots of energy. Can't wait. Night before the big game. It's going to be fun.
That is Aaron Rodgers' new podcast, Novak's.
Too hot.
That's right.
And it's all thanks to our friends at Coors Light, too.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to them. Good stuff.
Tap the Rockies.
Yeah. They like it cold, right?
Rocky
so they got the
Mountain
Blue Mountains,
refreshment.
all that stuff. They like it cold.
Yeah, we do. Like it cold.
So tonight you've got Broncos Chargers. That's on Amazon. The Zon, as I'm sure you like to call it, right? Thursday Night Football.
That's right. Yep. On the Zon.
It's a nice matchup. It's got implications. Fine. I'll just leave that there. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. Here is why I bring that up. I saw, because that's streaming on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
And it made me think of like streaming sports. We have a lot of that now with even the Jackets, right?
We're going to have the Christmas games on Netflix. I think that's the first time, right? Is this going to be the first NFL games on Netflix coming up?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Jackets, they have their deal with FanDuel Sports Network, which is on some cable systems. Some it's not. Some you have to get the streaming thing. That's what I do. But there's some good news for those of you who have just never had that network and now you want to watch it. Jackets and Sinclair Broadcast Group. That would be the people over at ABC6 and the CW.
Yeah, not the gas station.
No, that's a good reference.
Good gas station, though.
Yeah.
Got that dinosaur logo.
That's exactly right.
It's classic.
I think it's owned by the same people, actually.
Probably is.
I have no idea. Sinclair
Could be.
Oil, they own everything.
I'm sure they're doing well,
They probably are. FanDuel Sports Network's games productions are going to simulcast on ABC6 and CW Columbus for a handful of dates. Those dates are Thursday, January 2nd, when they'll play the Red Wings. That is a home game. January 11th at the Blues. Thursday, January 23rd at Carolina. Thursday, February 27th at Detroit. And then Monday, March 17th against the Devils. That is a home game. All of those, except for the January 11th game against the Blues, will be on the CW. The January 11th game will be on ABC6. So
CW, man.
They're all scheduled for 7 p.m. starts. I like this, though. I think that's a good start. I don't know why that hasn't been done sooner. Got to be honest. We work with 10 TV. I wish that had happened over here. Wish it had happened here, but it's happening there.
It still feels like you're almost going back to old times, though, doesn't it? Where you're gonna have your local sports team. Like in the past, it would be Ohio State football, right? Where it's network television. I mean, we didn't have the access to games like we did, like we do now, where you get almost every big time football team, especially when you talk about major college football and even major college basketball, right? Like there isn't really a Kansas, Duke, or North Carolina game that you can't get. I'm talking every single one of their games.
Yeah, you're right.
Like if you're paying even some of the lower tier price points for just what most Americans purchase for their TV viewing options.
Regular cable option.
Regular stuff, or the cheapest ESPN Plus or Disney Plus plan.
Yeah.
If you're into that stuff, if you're watching sports, like you can get almost all those things. But in the past, didn't used to be like that. You were kind of told what the big game was, and it was usually your local team, and that's it. So kind of neat, the idea of the Columbus Blue Jackets being on ABC.
Yeah, I know. It's
just neat to me.
I think it's something that matters to people who are like maybe over 30, 35, 40.
Yeah.
Because those of us who grew up with like big games on regular television, as opposed to if you're under that age, you're probably like, yeah, I mean, I've grown up in an era like my kids, they're not, there's never not been a streaming thing that they had to, you click out of this, you go over there, and now the game's over on this other thing.
Right. Yep.
So I don't know who.
It's all boxes to them.
Yeah, right. The idea
they
of
don't
having
know
like
clicking, they just know like that back arrow in the home button. That's like what is the home? What was our home button? Like, what was our big time? I
guess guide. Guide would for me that was the guide button.
Guide
you
was
hit
the
guide, and then you got all the programs. You scroll down and you could hit the thing.
Right. Yeah, that would have been like our digital cable would have been the prime for us, right?
Yeah.
When we advanced past linear cable and it was just you had the remote, but you had to just click. You could maybe have the you punch in the number and then hit enter, and you can go right to your channel if you knew where you were going.
Yeah.
But pre-guide, or there was the TV guide channel, right? where usually it was like channel 2 or something.
There were lots of channels, Timmy. There was also the blurry channels. That's
too hot.
Yeah,
The blurry,
right.
yes.
We were watching those. I know where those were.
What was wrong with us?
What do you mean was wrong with us?
Why were we watching?
Because it was all you could get.
But we could get our hands on magazines.
You could? I couldn't.
Yes.
No, I had no magazines.
No?
You had magazines?
Yes. Not
How?
for you?
No, I was like 12.
Oh,
When I
my
walk
God.
into the store, be like, yeah, give me jugs.
There was
Too hot. Sorry, it's all about whiskey jugs.
This is
you want to put it in a good jug.
This is actually funny, real quick, and I hope they're listening because they actually live in Central Ohio. My babysitter in Northern Virginia, when I was growing up, there was a stack of Playboy magazines, like a foot high, and it was at the Hales house. And they were John Hale's magazines, and they were just there. They were just there.
This was your babysitter? Was a guy named John Hale?
Well, his wife was the babysitter, but I know the magazines were John's, and I knew they were just sitting right out in the basement, and that's where I would watch TV. Like, that's where I was allowed to hang out before, I had to go home.
That's just, that's not. Did your parents know this?
Why would I tell my parents that?
Well, of course not, but at some point, I don't know if they
about?
ever go over and like, hey, what's the house that we are letting our kids stay at?
I don't think they were like searching through the basement area of the Hales house across the street.
Hey, nice to meet you.
They just happened to be sitting right there on the brick fireplace in the basement.
I like this
Why would I mention anything about
9-inch vibrating door knocker that you have. This is really nice. This is a really welcome to our home.
Now, I couldn't take those with me, obviously. I was able to peruse and, download information.
I didn't have babysitter that's not going to sound right. Babysitter porn is what I was going to say. I didn't have anybody watching me that then I would have any way to go see their stash of porn.
Yeah.
No,
those
that was
were
not a thing.
My first magazines.
Everybody I knew
Very
was
special.
ultra religious. So the most I had was a JCPenney's catalog.
Man.
That was it.
You'd have fit right in Utah, man. They had the Clean Flick
I was
store.
there.
They sucked all the bad stuff out of the movies.
I was there. I get it.
Repurposed them.
I get it. I was there in spirit, Timmy. We're going to talk to Adam Rittenberg later on around the Big Ten. We'll preview all the playoff games. Degenerate T-Bone in the 4 o'clock hour. But next, the All-Star games are trying out terrible ideas to get your attention. I'll explain next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a 5-minute slowdown due to construction on southbound 270 on the east outer belt at Hamilton Road. Expected to move slowly from 670. And traffic is stop and go on westbound 70 downtown between the 71 East Split and Front Street. This report is sponsored by Z-Bart. When it comes to fighting rust this winter, you need a shield of protection. Z-Bart's genuine rust protection is your vehicle's first line of defense. Now save $50 on Z-Bart undercoating. Slay the salt and snow with Z-Bart, your vehicle's best defense. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Roosters. For every $50 you spend in Roosters gift cards this holiday season, you'll receive a $10 Roosters bonus buck. Available at Roosters locations or at roosterswings.com.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with Hank and Sam from the Ford crew. Today, a new shipment of inventory.
Hank, what's going on?
Another hauler full of new Ford trucks and SUVs, Sam.
So much SUV capability. Is that
Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 47 years. And a big selection means...
big savings?
Yep, which means...
it's the best time to buy?
Well done, Sam. And time for America to get holiday ready with Ford.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY Industry reported total sales.
'Tis the season to raise a little Cane with Raising Cane's. Spread joy with craveable chicken finger meals and treat everyone on your nice list to a Cane's gift card or plush puppy, which benefits local pet organizations. Happy holidays from Raising Cane's. One love.
Have you tried all the great new food at Ohio Stadium? The Levy Culinary Team is creating a new playoff burger named the Rocky Top Burger for their Taste the Competition burger this Saturday. The Rocky Top Burger features a fresh 7-ounce Angus beef patty with Colby Jack cheese, topped with bacon jam, whiskey braised onions, bread and butter pickles, lettuce, tomato, and finished with a house-made whiskey barbecue sauce on a toasted brioche bun. Try the Rocky Top Burger at the Taste the Competition burger carts at Section 8 on A deck and Section 12 on C deck this game day.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is real simple and effective. It's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And betting reduced juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS. Get a welcome bonus up to $100 and be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Did you know a dog license is one of the best ways to protect your pup if you should get separated? Ohio law requires all dogs to have a current license. Protect your pal by registering for your 2025 dog license today. Visit doglicense.franklincountyohio.gov for more details. Brought to you by Franklin County Auditor Michael Stinziano.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 20th, Schottenstein Center. With special guests, 3 Doors Down. And Mammoth WVH. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Creed returns, the Summer of '99 tour.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. It's that time of year. The red bows are out, baby. Do, 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 do. Right now, take advantage of 1.9% financing up to 48 months or 2.99% up to 60 months on ES, NX, and RX models. Plus, their biggest rebates of the year are here on remaining 2024 models, but also on 2025s. I have been a Jermaine customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, check them out. Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
There's nothing like having Common Man and T-Bone resting on your bosom.
Oh, for someone with no breasts, you've done very well for yourself.
Gross. Pick up the latest T-shirt in the fan store or pick up merch from a show you actually like. We even have Ohio State and jacket stuff. Head to 971thefan.com.
1 in 3 student athletes gets disturbing messages from sports bettors. This threatens the safety and mental health of college athletes like Tyler.
I'm a student and an athlete. I don't deserve to be threatened over my play. If you're upset about your sports bet, don't take it out on me, because I'm more than a bet.
These threats are not acceptable. Stop harassing college athletes over a bet. Learn more at morethanabet.org.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
What do your home and auto have in common? They're yours, and Progressive protects them both. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, time to get a look at that weather report. Cloudy and dreary out there today. Chilly with highs around 37. Tonight, cold, low 27. Heading into tomorrow, a weak system will bring in some snow showers. We could see anywhere between a dusting to a half inch of snow, and then behind that comes a bitter blast of cold air just in time for that Buckeye game at the Shoe this weekend. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Objects in radio may be dumber than they appear. This is Man and Bone.
Happy Thursday. Common Man and T-Bone brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company right here on the Fan. Timmy Hall is in. We are all wearing our fan gear today. We were given the gift of fan gear here. Nice little corporate offering. We like it.
It's very nice. It's very nice. And to answer your questions, guys, no, I could not see anything in the first segment.
Yeah, you had your glasses off. And I was wondering that myself, because usually when you don't have glasses on, you are functionally blind.
You know what, though? I've found that it almost helps me function better as a host. I think it helps me do my job.
Yeah, because you don't have to do anything. You can just, it's like white noise, but for your eyes. It's white noise for your eyes.
I should try driving like that.
No, you shouldn't.
See if that works better, too.
Don't do that.
Because you just have to focus. You can't really focus on anything, so that the lack of focus helps just relax you a little bit, and you feel the road. That's what you do.
It's
like Luke Skywalker, right?
Yeah, right. That's right.
Star Wars.
You flip flip the blast visor down, the blast shield, and you just use the Force.
I'm just, I've got the lightsaber, right?
Is that what that is? I like it.
And they just
it's good.
They shoot the things.
That's right.
There it is.
There we go.
There it is.
Someone's playing chess. Good stuff.
Send the signals.
So the All-Star games, we know that this has been a struggle, right, for most professional sports leagues. The NHL has tried to make them interesting. The All-Star game for baseball has been, remember they had a thing where that would determine where the World Series was going to be played, or
absolutely
who had home field advantage.
Never needed it with baseball though.
No.
Never needed it. You just need to wear the white uniforms for the home team and the grays for the road, and that's it.
Easy
and put
enough.
A special
put a logo on it.
All-Star logo. That's it for that year. But you want that National League logo prominent on a sleeve, or the American League logo.
Absolutely.
Do they even put those on the hats anymore?
I don't know.
I want the American League and National League logos, the classic logos, on our ball caps.
I feel like they do for something. New Era has 800 different
they
caps
do,
all
but
the
I
time.
feel like on the main ones now they're off. And I saw a couple, like, because as you said, New Era has like 700 options.
Yeah.
Like I look on your Mets tab, there's 9 pages. I look on the Orioles tab, there's 7 pages. And I saw some that had those AL logos on them, and they were great.
Yeah,
just
they
great.
do look. I like it when they do that.
That's all they got to do for the baseball All-Star game.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to the NBA All-Star game and the Pro Bowl, it's odd to me. I have a conundrum here. The Pro Bowl announced today or yesterday, whenever this was, that they're going to do a new format.
Yeah.
Which this is the new format they've been doing the last few years. There's no actual game.
No game.
There's a skills competition. There's all these other mini games they play.
Yeah. So here's what they got. They've got a tug of war and dodgeball that they're entering into the fray.
There we go.
Yay, that's going to be great. And new this year as well, something called Helmet Harmony, a game show that'll test players' knowledge of their teammates.
Oh, good.
Come on down.
That's fun.
What side of the bed does TJ Watt sleep on?
They had Helmet Harmony is what they ended up with. They were going to initially do weight and CTE. To see if guys can get the answers.
Well, we could just use some like Celebrity Jeopardy categories, right?
Oh, yeah.
Coaches that wear sleeveless sweatshirts. I mean,
teams located in Kansas City. Right.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's
helmet catches.
Obviously, there are plenty of, again, I'm sure there's plenty of players that would be very good on a game show. I'm sure that, Aaron Rodgers was hosting Jeopardy, right? So
thank God that didn't happen.
No, but he was. He was on there for a few episodes.
He was
trying out as a host.
So there's Helmet Harmony. That sounds so lame. And Punt Perfect that features one punter and one non-punter. The 2 players from each conference will punt from the 35-yard line, aiming to land as many balls as possible into 6 buckets positioned in the end zone.
Yeah.
God, that is really stupid.
All right, that is very stupid, right? But here's what I don't get.
I don't want to watch someone punt a ball into a bucket.
Timmy, I don't know, but here's the thing. This will happen, and then we'll look at the ratings, and they'll go, 8 million people watch this. And we'll say, I don't understand it because it's not even close to real football.
Them, right?
Now, the NFL has that problem. They've had it for years. They can't play the game of football that we want to see. How many times in a regular season NFL game do you see guys limping off the field, carted off the field? I do the NFL injury report every single week, and it's just we have to decide which of the 27 injuries we're going to talk about because, like, every team has one every single week.
That's the nature of the game.
Right. If you play a real NFL game, there's a chance that the guy limping off the field with a 12-month injury is Joe Burrow. Like a star of the league. You don't want that.
It's like the Office line. You never realize you're in the good old days when they were happening. But I think back to the Pro Bowl, the way it was, and I think we complained about it back then. But now, to me, that sounds awesome. And I know why. I know why we can't have it. I know why we can't have it, and we can't do it anymore.
What was the complaint?
I'm thinking about the Pro Bowl uniforms, though. I'm thinking about the late, great Sean Taylor killing a punter on this. You remember the hit, right?
I do remember it,
I don't know who he hit, like Mormon or something.
I don't know.
I don't know why I made the guy a Mormon.
I don't know.
No, that was his last name in my head. But
okay. Well,
just
whatever.
an incredible, like, plays like that and just the banter that would go on, and to see Peyton Manning throwing a touchdown pass to somebody that he would have never been on the field with.
That's what the All-Star Games,
Ward or somebody
that's
like
what it's
that.
supposed to be about, right? It's supposed to be like a cool thing that you get to see guys, Barry Switzer famously, I think, eating a hot dog on the sidelines and Chris Spielman screaming at him. Like, these are the things that people wanted to see, right?
Yeah,
Those little moments. But somehow the Pro Bowl, with all this goofiness where they don't even play football really anymore, that will still draw 8 million. And then we have the news from the NBA. The NBA announced they're going to do a new format for the All-Star Game where they're going to break off into 4 teams where they are going to play basketball, to be fair to them. 4 mini teams, basically, kind of like what the NHL has done before.
Yep, it's the little mini games.
Yeah, so they're going to have 2 semifinals between, the 4 teams. The winners of those go to a championship game. The teams are all going to be named after 3 of them: Team Charles, Team Shaq, Team Kenny, the inside the NBA crew.
Whatever.
The 4th one will be Team Candace for WNBA legend and TNT analyst Candace Parker.
She's awesome.
Right. But here's my problem. I have watched the actual NBA All-Star Game plenty of times. I watch it every year. I know I'm one of the few, but I like it.
No,
I like
too.
NBA.
I do too.
Here's the problem. After that game, all we hear about from the media people is, and again, to be fair, fans too, saying that game sucked. They had no defense, blah, 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 blah.
Really?
And then, right, like either whenever that is in context, like a few weeks later or before, the Pro Bowl comes on and they're all like, yeah, I watched it. I watched all of it. I thought it's like, you'll have to explain this to me because they're not even playing football at that point. And everyone's like, yeah, this is cool.
I'm sorry, though. I think the NBA All-Star Game still catches my eye a little bit because of the sports gambling aspect.
Yes.
That's one of the, you know me, I've not been one of the degenerates around here since sports gambling opened up in Ohio. It's great. I enjoy it. It adds lovely wrinkles to games. I can pick it up or I can set it down just as easily. I'm never hooked on it. But every single year when the NBA All-Star Game rolls around, I always get a little tiny piece on that.
Right.
Because it is fascinating to wonder how high are the scores going to get this year.
Yeah.
Are they, because the times of the game isn't changing. If anything, it gets a little shorter because the Elam ending.
That's right. They put that in, right. They did that.
Are they going to get to like a 185 to 180? Is one of the teams going to hit 200 points at one of these spots? But it was 2 or 3 years ago when Steph was just making 3 after 3 after 3, and it was 30 feet away, 35 feet away, 40 feet away, half court. And we're not talking half court shots, just straight jump shots. Like him and Dame Lillard would just set their feet, jump shot from half court and just drain it. That to me, I know like it's kind of stealing what basketball is supposed to be for a lot of us, but the long shooting like that in a game like that is kind of fun.
Yeah. It's almost like you get to see these guys do what they can really do when there's no defense. We all know that. Also, the same people who complain about that, there's no defense in the NBA All-Star Game, also are the ones who watch regular season NBA games go, there's no defense here either. And it's like, I just think you don't know what basketball is because they're playing very good defense in the NBA.
They're just very skilled offensively.
There's just a very different level of offense that you're not tuned into. But that's all right. It's fine. I'm just out here saying the Pro Bowl will get double the viewership of the NBA All-Star Game, but yet one of those actually plays their sport, the other one doesn't, and I don't get it. Around the Big Ten. Adam Rittenberg's going to talk football with us in 2 minutes. Coming up next, Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You should watch for a disabled semi that's blocking the right lane if you're on northbound 71 on the north side after 670. And there's some slower traffic on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage has amazing deals on the holidays' most fun gifts, all for under $15. Get low prices every day on unique finds before they're gone. In-store only at Macy's Backstage today. Find a location near you at macy'sbackstage.com. Off price, on trend, arriving daily. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Hollywood Lights.
Ring in 2025 in a big way at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Don't miss our New Year, New Wheels giveaway. Drive off in a 2024 Jeep Gladiator or take home $30,000 cash. Earn entries playing your favorite slot and table games all month long. The fun doesn't stop there. Catch live entertainment, hit the dance floor, indulge in fine dining, and count down to a balloon drop at midnight. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Make the most of your holidays with the Kroger app. You can enjoy over $600 in digital coupons every week. Get access to low prices and earn fuel points to save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. The Kroger app makes it easy to save this holiday season. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on Kroger brand bone and hickory smoked spiral ham. Just 89 cents a pound with your card and additional $25 purchase. Limit 2. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. Announcing our $99 home preventive maintenance checkup. It's getting cold out there. Carpenter and Bryant will do whatever it takes to get you ready for the winter months. Check out Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric at carpentercolumbus.com.
Bob and Teresa Capace here. The holidays are the perfect time for your yes moment. Find the ring that captures your love at family-owned Worthington Jewelers. With over 1,500 styles and friendly expert guidance, you'll find the one.
Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Common Man and T-Bone present Around the Big Ten with Adam Rittenberg.
Sponsored by Able Roof. Call Able for the proof. 444-ROOF.
Every Thursday, we talk to our guy, Adam Rittenberg from ESPN on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Adam, how we doing today? Uh-oh. Oh, my bad, Teddy.
No.
Oh, Teddy.
Turn it on. Turn it on. Come on, it's playoff week.
You know, in fairness, I should have looked at Ted to make sure we're good.
There's the click.
I hear a click. Are we there? Adam, are you there?
I'm here. How we
All
doing?
right, that's good. That's not Bryan Heating and Cooling's fault. That's not their fault.
No, that's Ted's
It's not
fault.
Adam's fault either. It's not Ted's fault. It's the board's fault. It's fine. We're all good. Hey, Adam, let's start off. We got playoff implications here, and we've got 3 Big Ten teams going. You know which one we're going to eventually ask you about, but we'll start off with Indiana and Notre Dame. One of the most expensive tickets out there. A lot of fans in that state, riding high on this. Both those fan bases very excited. Fair to say, though, all the pressure on this one is on Notre Dame and Marcus Freeman?
Right. I mean, they're the team that we expect to be here, and Indiana is not that team. But, Notre Dame, again, is, I think, trying to validate still a little bit of that they belong. Everyone remembers what happened against Northern Illinois, and we all thought that was going to be the end of this Notre Dame team. But to their credit, they responded to win the rest of their games, most of them in dominant fashion, and now they have a really good opportunity to make a run in the playoff. And so, they're really talented on defense. They've lost a lot of good players to injury. It hasn't slowed them down. They run the ball at a high level. They're facing an Indiana team that obviously can defend the run very, very well. But, I think this is certainly a huge opportunity for Marcus and the Irish, even though, I think overall that program, regardless of the result, is headed in the right direction.
Adam, I don't know if you've talked to Curt Cignetti at all this week, but how much do you think that Indiana is going to pull from the performance at Ohio State? I know they got to feel like if they didn't shoot themselves in the foot a number of times to really set the Buckeyes up well for easy scores, that's a different ball game. And then they obviously responded like they had to in the rivalry game against Purdue, who they're just much, much better than.
Yeah, I asked Curt about handling the stage because that's really where Indiana hasn't been before. And he mentioned, hey, we got to do a better job of the environment. They didn't do that at Ohio State. They seemed to let some of those mistakes snowball, the special teams mistakes snowball into some really ineffective offense. And again, if their offensive line doesn't play better than it did against Ohio State, they're going to have a hard time winning this game. So the benefit is that they can draw from that. They've been in tough environments. And they faced some really talented defenses really down the stretch when you think about it, with Michigan, Ohio State, and now Notre Dame. So it shouldn't be completely unfamiliar for them, but they know they need to do a better job, ideally avoiding those special teams miscues. But even if you make a mistake, trying not to let that set you back the way it did in the Ohio State contest.
Around the Big Ten with our guy Adam Rittenberg from ESPN on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Moving over to Penn State, obviously they're taking on SMU. They're favored by 8.5 in that one. A little bit of news that came out this week that was a bit, I'm sure, shocking for some. Backup quarterback for Penn State, Bo Pribula, announcing he's leaving. James Franklin kind of voicing support for that, even though obviously I'm sure he'd like to have Pribula there. he understands the reality of this situation. The transfer portal being during the playoffs, what can the NCAA or the college football playoffs, what can they do about this, given the nature of the academic calendar in college?
Right, and that's the part that I just don't know how you get around, because even though this is really unfortunate for Bo Prevula and for Malik Murphy last year from Texas, who had the same situation, backup quarterback who left the Longhorns before the semifinal and ended up transferring to Duke. For the most part, the current calendar does work. Most of these players want to get out of their current situation after the regular season, have all their academic work in order, and then, whether it's the spring semester or the winter quarter, be at their new institution by January. So unless you get complete buy-in from everybody that's involved, that the best thing to do is to open the portal only in late January, early February, and you're still going to be able to get those athletes admitted, because the issue with Prevula isn't that he wanted to be with the team, but he's a quarterback, and as you guys know, quarterbacks, it's a musical chairs. You have to get a chair before the music stops, or you're going to be left out of a situation that you want to be for the future. And all these other quarterbacks are making their decisions now, and so he felt like he had to do the same thing in order to set himself up for 2025 when he wouldn't have been the starter at Penn State. So it's a very tricky situation, and I'm glad you brought up the academic piece, because if that matters at all, I don't know how you get around it.
Well, that's what I'm wondering is, do we get to a point, Adam, where these schools or the NCAA has to finally throw up their hands and say, all right, look, we know school's important. We also know there's this transfer portal, and at some point, can they do so? Again, I'm just spitballing here, but something like we're going to allow players to have a semester or a quarter, whatever school you're going to, where they don't have to be enrolled and can still remain eligible so long as they get back in class the next available window, right? If that's summer, fall, like if a guy doesn't make it to transfer in, I know, like you said, with the quarterbacks,
kind of holdovers for a time.
Do you think we'll ever get to a point where they do something like that?
I think they have to look at it, right? Because these are high-profile situations that are drawing a lot of attention and criticism. It's not a problem for the quarter schools. So there's only a few of them in the Big Ten. But like, for example, Northwestern has admitted transfers for spring quarter. That means they can't arrive until, April or late March, but at least they're not having to sit out until the summer quarter. So that's where the semester schools, you'd have to get some level of buy-in, or like you said, hey, just take off 5 months. All you do is train. Ideally, you got to support those players. So hopefully they're new schools, even if they aren't admitted students, would they be able to work out with their team? Like, there's all these layers of it. Insurance-wise, are you going to allow someone who's not a student to work out in your facility? How are you going to support them? How are you going to feed them? All of these things would need to get approval from everybody, not just a few coaches who are upset about it. So I think it'll be very interesting to see if it does evolve, because I agree. I mean, this is not a good situation to have a quarterback who wants to play for his team in the most important games, and by the way, is involved in the game plan. He's not a backup who just holds the clipboard. He plays in every game in certain packages. It's not good that he's out of the mix.
Adam Rittenberg from ESPN is with us here on Man and Bone. I'm curious. I know that in the article that you penned with, I believe it was Jake Trotter. Yeah, that's right. You're privy to the comments that Ross Bjork made on our radio station last week. And it's really becoming interesting right now with the pressure that's on Ryan Day, but what actually could happen. And I know you had a piece there that mentioned sources close to you guys said that anything short of a win over Michigan and a deep run in the playoff could prompt a change. Do you think it's still the same now? Or are you putting a lot of stock into what Ross said? Where are you with things right now and what Ryan Day and the Buckeyes need to do here in this tournament?
Well, I don't think Ross wants to fire Ryan Day. And I think as an athletic director who's just arrived, you don't want to make that move so soon into your tenure with a coach who overall has been very, very successful there at Ohio State. So this would be, if it does come to pass, a very emotional decision. Now, that happens a lot in college athletics, especially at programs like Ohio State. And one point that I think we really wanted to get across that isn't news to you guys, but from around the country, Ohio State's really in a class of its own in terms of being an elite program for generations and generations. My dad was born in 1951. He's kind of old, and Ohio State's been elite ever since then. And most programs, Alabama, even Georgia, they've had their dips. Ohio State hasn't. So this is the standard, and obviously anything short of national success now that Michigan is off the table, the Big Ten's off the table this year, it's going to prompt some difficult conversations. But I do not think that Ross Bjork wants to fire Ryan Day, even if things don't go well this weekend.
Well, this weekend, Buckeyes have Tennessee coming in. And in looking at this team and from watching them this year, is it fair to say that Tennessee's defensive front reminds you a little bit of Michigan? And also, why are my palms sweating? And why am I breaking out into shivers? Like, should I be worried about this as a Buckeye fan with that defensive front for Tennessee?
It's a really good defensive front. Tim Banks has done a great job overall as the coordinator there. I don't think that it's exactly like Michigan just because Michigan's so talented in the interior with Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant, those two big bodies. But, Tennessee can rush the passer. James Pierce Jr., there's a reason why a lot of people had him at the top of the draft boards going into the year. He's had a pretty good year, maybe not the year that he or some thought he would have, but other players along that front are very, very talented. So, what does Chip Kelly have to bounce back from, let's just face it, one of the worst games he's had as a coach, and not as a head coach, but as a play caller. That was not a Chip Kelly typical performance against Michigan. So what does he have in store for this Tennessee defense, and how can Ohio State move the ball? How can their offensive line, which, again, people around that program have told me is not going to be fixed this season, how are they able to do enough to protect Will Howard, to create enough room for Judkins and Henderson, and ultimately, just get this game into the 20s, the late teens, the 20s, when your defense should do enough against, I think, a very average Tennessee offense, at least away from Knoxville this season.
Good stuff, Adam. We appreciate it. We're all nervous about this weekend, but hopefully it'll go well. And we'll talk to you next week, okay?
Sounds good, guys. Enjoy the games.
There you go. Around the Big Ten with Adam Rittenberg on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We come back. An NBA team ruined a little kid's day. And then the internet yelled at them, and they had to fix it. I'll explain next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to find that traffic is moving slow on eastbound 70 on the east side between Livingston Avenue and 33. And we've got a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Franklin County Board of Commissioners. The Franklin County Board of Commissioners is now hiring. Check out the variety of positions the county has to offer with great pay and excellent benefits. You must be 18 years or older with a high school diploma or GED. Franklin County is a second chance employer. Search franklincountyohio.gov to get started today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way. Give Bath R Us a ring. Call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait for spring to get your bathroom right. Bath R Us, your dream bath's on the way. Oh, you'll love to design the bath of your dreams today. Happy holidays from Bath R Us.
Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com.
'Tis the season to raise a little Cane with Raising Cane's. Spread joy with craveable chicken finger meals and treat everyone on your nice list to a Cane's gift card or our beanies, socks, mugs, and more. Happy holidays from Raising Cane's. One love.
Streaming on Peacock.
Something really terrible has been happening to all the people I've had sex with. They're kind of dying.
It's a love story with a body count. Starring Stephanie Hsu and Zasha Mamet.
Dating is already impossible, and now people are dying. It's like, can you? I cannot.
Laid, a new comedy series. Streaming now, only on Peacock.
I think I have to warn them. I was hoping you'd say that. Roll on some deodorant and we'll head out.
Shop Meyer for thousands of last-minute gifts without any shipping. All ready for pickup in-store today. Choose from select board and card games like Jenga and Guess Who, now just $10 or less. Save on select Lego playsets, now 30% off. And Melissa and Doug toys are 25% off. Get everything you need for the holidays in one stop at Meyer. And make your festive season a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meyer app.
If you need a new furnace, don't settle for a quote north of $7,000. Call your local Sears Heating and Cooling team instead, because those prices are unnecessary. At Sears, we're not plumbers or electricians. We are your Central Ohio heating experts. We keep our overhead low and pass those savings on to you. Save thousands and enjoy a 10-year parts and labor warranty, all without sacrificing service or quality. So get a quote from Sears Heating and Cooling and understand why we are proudly celebrating 75 years as your partner in comfort. SearsHeatingCooling.com.
Hey, Jackets fans, we know what's on your holiday wish list. Ask your Secret Santa for a Blue Jackets holiday gift pack. You'll score 2 tickets plus a Blue Jackets Honda shirt, all for just $99. Learn more at bluejackets.com/holiday.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
We're back on the Nada Yada Island Confessions Show. Benny is about to tell us how he found 2 loves. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks to Metro, I found iPhone 12 and Apple Watch SE.
At Metro, get the perfect match of both iPhone 12 with 5G and Apple Watch SE for only $99.99. You heard that right. Both for just $99.99. Holidays with Nada Yada Yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number and ID, sign up for Metro Flex Plus, and add a watch line. Not available if you're with T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days. Limit 2 per account.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV?
They're here.
Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
Common Man and T-Bone here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Bone, did you know the sportsbook is now called ESPN Bet?
I did, and you can watch your favorite teams on the biggest screens, place your bets, and grab some wings with an ice-cold pint.
Maybe you're too boring and don't want to go to the casino. Good news. You can keep the action going and place your bets on the go with the ESPN Bet app.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook is your 50-yard line ticket to odds, point spreads, and over-unders.
It's the place to be. Losers must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with Hank and Sam from the Ford crew. Today, a new shipment of inventory.
Hank, what's going on?
Another hauler full of new Ford trucks and SUVs, Sam.
So much SUV capability. Is that?
Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 47 years. And a big selection means...
Big savings?
Yep, which means...
It's the best time to buy?
Well done, Sam. And time for America to get holiday ready with Ford.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY Industry reported total sales.
Saturday is game day on The Fan.
Sponsored by Riker Chevy.
Every game, every season, you're home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Their BMI is higher than their IQ. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Timmy Hall in today, wearing his fan gear, as we all are. You can see it.
So are you, Bone?
Yeah, we all are. You can see it.
So is Ted.
Just watch the YouTube channel. Just search up 971 The Fan on YouTube. You can jump in the chat right there. You can also text the burner phone, 614-787-3093. Or you can tweet us at manandbone971. Degenerate T-Bone coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. Timmy, you and I have both gone to plenty of basketball games in our lives. Pro, college, etc. High school. But like almost every basketball game has at some point adopted the idea that there needs to be halftime entertainment, which I know they have in football too. But they often use people like regular Joes, regular people, to make things happen for the halftime entertainment, right? Where they'll have some kid shooting for like a scholarship from midcourt in college or a full court heave to win a car.
It is. Yeah. And we see that they do the stuff at the Schottenstein Center all the time, like whether it's, in the commercial timeouts or halftime. I was a part of some promotional deal when I was a kid. I've told the story many times. I actually just told it to Tyvis, I think it was this week, 2 nights ago on the Buckeye Show, where I bumped heads with Steve Urkel.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sitting courtside, and he did his bit. He did the line on me, like when we bumped heads. Yeah, and then I was ghost white. Just
really
did not know what to do.
Well, how old were you when this happened?
Like 8.
Yeah, that's an appropriate age to freeze up when you meet one of your television celebrities.
When I was also at the age, and I probably was getting close to figuring that out, but I don't think I did in the moment. I didn't know that it was a thing that he was there as Steve Urkel and not as Jaleel White, a regular guy, just the person, because he was in full getup. Like it was strange.
Yeah, right. That is weird.
There weren't cameras around. Like, sometimes they're there to film or do something, but no, like I could pick that much up.
Clearly, it seems like, by what you're saying, that the organization had said, we want you to come in here But we don't need Jaleel White here.
Yes.
You got to do the Urkel bit. And you know what? I bet he was probably at an age where he was like, yeah, sure, I get it.
He was
People
probably
know me as
28
Urkel.
years old or something. He was probably, there must have been some marketing angle to it, obviously, for him to be there like that.
How
Jaleel
old do we think Jaleel White is, just out of curiosity?
I'm going to say he's, let's see,
Isn't that
50. I'm going to say 50. 50.
You know what? Younger.
48?
He's 40. He just turned 48, November 27th. He was born in 1976.
More
Let him
power
live.
to him. So
he wasn't that much older. I mean,
so he was
not that much. Yeah,
he
he's
was
not that much older than
years
you.
old.
Yeah, he wasn't that much older than you.
We're there watching Sean Kemp and Detlef Schrempf throw down dunks against the Washington Bullets.
Listen, Timmy, you don't know this. You wouldn't have known. How could you have known this? But as a kid,
I was 8. I loved it. It was the glove and Sean Kemp. I appreciated it at the time.
If you told me as a kid, the Sonics were my team that I watched whenever I could, that era of Sonics, I loved seeing them on national TV. And we watched Family Matters religiously. I was in with the Winslows.
Yep.
I loved watching that show.
It was a special night for me because the Urkel thing was crazy. I knew we were going to a basketball game, but the promotional thing, like talking about the story, I didn't get anything physical, but we had crappy seats and we won something. Someone from the team and the mascot came up and was involved. And we went from our crappy seats to courtside seats.
Oh, man.
Mid-game.
And then you got to meet Jaleel White.
And then we watched the rest of the game, and
That's
then
amazing.
I met Steve Urkel in one of the timeouts,
That's
and he
amazing.
signed my ticket.
That's beautiful. What a story. That's great.
It was a great story.
You know what?
I'll never forget it.
I have no shame in saying I'm very jealous of you in that regard. That's awesome.
I know.
That's
I
a
know.
fun
And
time.
it was like, 4th, 5th row courtside, there's like behind the basket, but feeling the game.
You didn't get your feet on the floor like Uncle Bo? That's all right.
Wasn't living the Uncle Bo lifestyle
That's
back
okay.
then.
So the Charlotte Hornets last night, I guess, or this is on Monday night, they had a little issue. Charlotte Hornets.
That's right.
Yeah. So they had a skit that they did in one of the timeouts, or maybe it was halftime, where the kid could be seen on the court with the Hornets mascot, Hugo, been their mascot for years. Even before they left, that was their mascot. He was dressed up as Santa Claus, and the boy had written a letter to Santa. They read it over the loudspeaker, and then a cheerleader showed up with what he had asked for in the letter, which was a PS5, PlayStation 5.
Yes.
Hot gift. Great gift.
I think we know what the PS5 is.
They gave him, you got some people listening who made it. They're like, back in my day.
So
they were banging on Atari.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Atari.
So anyway, they give him the gift. Yay, everybody's happy. He walks off the court, and that is when a team representative comes over and is like, you don't get that. You don't get the PS5. You get a jersey, an authentic jersey, I'm quite sure. Very nice jersey. And that's enough for you.
You can't just take back. No give backs.
The uncle of the boy
you can't do
said
that.
that a member of the staff of the Hornets took it away and said the boy wouldn't be permitted to keep the video game console. It was just for the bid. Now, again, this is a team that last year sold for $3 billion.
No.
You have players on the floor there who are getting paid over $100 million on their contract. It is a bad look for any pro sports team, NBA team or otherwise, to take away a $500 gaming console from a little kid in order to give them a crappy jersey that they probably paid $12 for to get it printed and made.
So the good news is they took this opportunity and they made it more than right. They apologized for it. They're giving him a PS5. And they're going to have him back for a full, which is absolutely what should be done.
Of course,
it's ridiculous to have a bit and actually give him a PS5 and then take it back. So no, we need that back. Are you kidding me? It's a kid. It's close to Christmas. You're an NBA team worth billions. Give him the damn gaming system.
Yeah,
this is a simple decision. Now this will wind up being the best deal he ever struck because he's going to get a courtside experience. I'm sure a VIP, meet some players even. It'll be awesome for him.
By the way, do you ever think, and again, you shouldn't feel bad for him, right? Whoever came up with this idea, that person, I would hope, is the person who then sees that. They're like, oh, yeah, you're going to be in charge of emailing that family and saying, well, when can you make it back? And oh, okay, well, here's your take. They have, you have to just live that for another month where you're coordinating it. You're getting them there. You got to talk to the uncle again, I'm sure. You should have to live with that a little bit. How do you not understand right out of the gates that that's a bad idea to not give that kid?
I don't know.
The internet had to yell. That's what I'm saying. The internet had to yell at this organization to then fix this problem. Why does anyone have to yell at you? Just be smart. Just be nice.
If you slow that down and just think about that for 2 seconds in the moment, like, am I really going to take this PlayStation 5 that we don't need?
Right.
No one's going to be opening this and playing games on it back there. Like, they probably already have one in the players' lounge or whatever they need.
I have a thought as to why this happened.
How does this, some of the PR mistakes that still continue to happen, it just boggles your mind.
I don't know anything about this. Obviously, it's just a hunch I have. I wouldn't be surprised if someone there was like, hey, does anyone have a PS5? This kid wants a PS5. We just need it for a prop. We're not going to give it to him. And someone else said, oh, yeah, I bought it as a Christmas gift for my kid or whatever. I can bring it in for the prop. And that's why they did this. Like, I'm guessing this was already spoken for someone else. And stupid. They didn't think.
Well, that's
dumb. It is dumb. But I'm saying, why not just go buy one?
Why would you do that?
Because they're stupid. Because people are stupid everywhere, Timmy.
Still give that one to the kid.
Yes.
And then you get another one for the employee or whoever gave it up.
I can just picture somebody who failed to do their job was like, oh crap, I need a PS5 immediately. Here, bring this one from home, and then
this would
have to give it away.
This would happen to the Charlotte Hornets. They can't do anything.
No Michael Jordan anymore.
They suck.
He sold it, right? He's out. I think he's out.
Yeah, he's got the shoes.
Or at least he's got the minority ownership or something. Like, he's not the primary guy anymore. I don't think.
He's much better than his kids at basketball.
Hey, that's all right. Not everybody can have great kids like LeBron James.
Charlotte Hornets are never going to win anything substantial.
Just glossed right over it.
I did. You did.
Only one of those guys got their kid to the NBA, Timmy. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. Yeah, right.
Great.
For a whole day.
Yep. That's exactly
Jordan was competitive. He didn't want his kids getting good.
Oh, no.
I have more respect for Michael. He didn't want to help his kids along to reach the NBA.
He did not.
You kidding me? I'm Michael Jordan. You guys suck. You're not going to touch me.
That's right. An unhealthy individual, but one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Ryan Day had his coach's show. We'll hear what he had to say next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a 5-minute slowdown on southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt at Hamilton Road. It is stop and go from 670. And you should be aware of an accident that's on the right shoulder of southbound 315 after King Avenue that's causing some delay. This report is sponsored by Donato's Pizza. Every piece is important. Introducing Donato's new Italian meatball and sausage pizza with family recipe meatballs and sausage, plus Asiago, smoked provolone, Romano, and marinara. Now get $3 off any large pizza using promo code 3. Order today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Hey, it's Jen from Deluxe Store Systems. Just wanting to say happy holidays. We feel blessed to have been in a lot of fan listeners' homes this year, and we wanted to say thanks. If your garage door sucks, we're here for you in 2025. DeluxeStoreSystems.com.
Skyline gift cards make great last-minute gifts. Now through Christmas Eve, you'll get a free $5 gift certificate when you buy $30 in Skyline gift cards at participating Skyline restaurants. See store for details. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Christmas. The decorations are up, the trees are glowing, and the presents are on their way. Even in today's fast-paced world of tech, busyness, and various ideologies, most of the Christmas themes still point to the message and hope of Jesus Christ. I think author Max Lucado said it best. The gift of a Savior born in a humble manger to rescue us from our sins. The world had waited for this moment for centuries, and when it came, it was everything we needed. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. God had not left us in our troubles. He had come to us in the form of a child, bringing joy to the hearts of all who would receive him. This child, Jesus, came not to condemn, but to save. His birth was the dawning of hope, the promise of forgiveness, and the assurance of peace. This is why we celebrate, not just the birth of a child, but the birth of salvation. In this crazy season, remember the true gift this Christmas. Remember Jesus Christ. From the Lindsay Automotive family, Merry Christmas.
You're listening to the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report, featuring the latest player injury updates from a fellowship-trained Mount Carmel sports medicine specialist physician, so you know who's in and who's out for this week's games.
Our doctor, as always, is Dr. Brian Galoni. Doc, let's talk injuries. Lions running back David Montgomery, he's got a torn MCL. He's going to require surgery. Looks like he's going to be out for the year. This one's a little interesting because he went back into the game after suffering this injury, right, and actually played on it.
Yeah, T-Bone. The MCL, that stands for medial collateral ligament. So that's the ligament on the inside of that knee, and it holds the lower leg to the upper leg on the inside there. My guess is he got hit on the outside of the knee, and it tried to force it to bend in a way it wasn't supposed to, and something's got to give when that happens, and that MCL tore. Some people aren't so dependent on that MCL to stabilize their knee. And obviously, he's probably got some pretty strong muscles in that leg, and he was able to go back to play. I'm sure he's in a lot of pain, but if it's a complete tear, he just needs to bite the bullet and get that fixed.
And then we've got Bengals defensive end Sam Hubbard, who's out with the PCL injury, out this week, and it's looking like this could also be a season ender for him. Where do we go with this? PCL injury isn't exactly clear. Can you rehab that if it's not completely torn?
This is interesting because, with football, everyone's thinking ACL, that anterior cruciate ligament. This is the posterior cruciate ligament. And kind of like, I was talking about with this MCL injury, different people have different amounts of dependence on that PCL. And you can tear your PCL and still have a fairly stable knee, and you can settle it down and rehab it and get back to play. I didn't see any mention about surgery with him. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to go in and repair, but they may not. They may say, man, this guy's knee feels pretty stable without it. We'll try rehabbing it and go from there.
Good information as always, Doc. We appreciate it. We'll talk again next week, okay?
Absolutely.
That was the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report with T-Bone. Mount Carmel, because of you.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. The Columbus Blue Jackets looking to snap a 5-game losing streak back on home ice tonight, taking on the New Jersey Devils at 7. Pre-game coverage here on The Fan gets underway at 6:30. The CBJ made a couple of roster moves, sending goalie Jet Greaves back to Cleveland and recalling forward James Malatesta. Malatesta goes into the lineup for Kevin LeBanc tonight. Dante Fabro will miss the game after taking a knee-on-knee hit in Tampa. Elvis is in goal. Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid says that quarterback Patrick Mahomes is likely to start this week against the Texans despite his ankle injury. And the Cleveland Cavaliers will be without forward Isaac Okoro for at least 2 weeks. He has a right shoulder sprain. This one's sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Get a holiday loan from BMI and choose loan amounts from $1,000 to $5,000. Visit bmifcu.org/holiday loan.
Extra large, extra stupid. This is Man and Bone.
There's only one place that Common Man and I like to do our banging, and that is Hollywood Casino Columbus, the ESPN Bet Sportsbook there. We like to go there. We like to check out their 12,000 square feet of TVs that they have. Tons of food and beverage options for you. Delicious quesadillas, Jen Winter's favorite thing. The giant pretzels. And, of course, Jen Winters also likes to fall down. That's her other favorite thing. And Scotty Vegas being there, he's always there. Passed out in the corner sometimes, crying over his bets, sometimes excited. Either way, you can see it all at the Hollywood Casino ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Check it out today. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That voice you hear is Timmy Hall, who's in for Common Man today.
I'll be there on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be there
for
right. the big watch party.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Right when the game kicks off. So that's going to be fun. Watch parties have been great there. The Michigan watch party was insane.
Oh, I bet.
As far as, we're there in the morning to set up for that because of the noon kickoff. And typically the noon kickoffs are a little bit lighter, but for that Michigan game was insane.
I'm sure. And this being an 8 o'clock kick.
Oh, my God.
Everything going on.
Everything happening. I'm sure people will at least have their eyes on the Ohio State-Kentucky basketball game. There'll be other college football playoff.
Sure.
There'll be another college football playoff game on leading up to that. You might be up there at noon for, the Penn State-SMU game is the one that kicks off the day on Saturday. But, it's going to be wild. I'm a big fan of their steak there, Bone. I encourage you to try that next time you're there.
I will.
And when it was the Michigan game, they had a brunch menu. So that's the Fat Boy food tip. When it's those noon kickoffs, they've got a brunch menu, and they did a steak and eggs, which was insane.
Yeah, that has to be good.
It's like less than $19.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It must have been a 12-ounce steak. It was huge.
Love that.
Yeah.
I gotta check that out next time I'm there. That's a good call by you. I'm looking forward to that. So check that out. You go see Timmy there on Saturday and enjoy that game, hopefully with a big win. So Ryan Day, I'm sorry, Coach of the Year semifinalist Ryan Day.
Hey now. Don't.
I mean, I know.
Stop.
Listen, I know why the Ohio State account has to post it, because it's like you're nominated
semifinalist, man.
It's a major award.
It's a major award.
He was nominated for the George Munger Coach of the Year award. He's a semifinalist for that.
George E.O.
The George Munger Coach of the Year award. The people who give that out is the Maxwell Club, who also gives out the Maxwell Award and the Bednarik Award. So, I mean, they give out college football
awards. Those are major awards.
They are major awards. He is a semifinalist, but they have posted that and said, congrats to you as a semifinalist. And, of course, Buckeye Nation, being very divided on Ryan Day right now, basically said either yay or how dare you? And it didn't go well. There's a lot of engagement on that.
Do you know about George Munger? Do you know what his claim to fame was?
I know one thing about George Munger, but you tell me. And I'll see if it's what I know. Maybe you know the same thing I know.
No, why don't you tell me?
All I know is that I believe long after he was probably gone, they took the award name away from him, and they changed the name of this award to the Joe Paterno Award. And then Joe Paterno had a problem where Jerry Sandusky was on his staff, and we found out about all that. And these people, to their credit, said, you know what? George, come on back. Forget about Paterno. Forget we ever named it that. We're changing it back to the George Munger Award.
Is that
yeah,
for real?
They did. Yeah, this used to, for a time
it was
period.
His award.
This was the Joe.
And then it was Joe Pa.
They changed it to the Joe Pa.
You know what? We changed our minds. We're going back to George.
They kind of had to change their minds. They were like, never mind.
Yes, of course.
Never mind. We can't honor this dude.
That's bizarre.
That's all I know about this award. I have no clue about the dude.
No, he coached at Penn. That's all that I was going to add. Hall of Famer in 1976, and he played at Penn in the 30s, and he was the head coach there from 1936 to 1953.
You know what, then? I bet you'll go look this up. We'll do it. I'll look it up in the break if I remember, which I probably won't. But you can verify this. Penn, apparently, during that time when he would have been the coach, I believe was in the late 30s, early 40s, they were selected to go play a bowl game out on the West Coast. I don't think it was the Rose Bowl. I don't know what it was. Maybe.
Okay.
But they were selected to go out and do that. And again, this is a time period where you probably either had to fly on a very difficult flight or take a train to go there, right? Because it was college athletics.
It'd take a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a week to get out there.
The players boycotted the bowl game. And one of the reasons they said was they didn't want to do the travel. Another reason they said was, we're not going to get paid for the bowl game, so we don't want to go. This was when the NCAA had instituted the term student athlete. That came around in the 50s. So you can go look up that the Penn players basically said, no, we're not. The money that was given to us to play football this year has run out. We weren't told we were going to this bowl game. We don't care about it. You can't make us go. So they just didn't. And the good old days that we talk about where it's like they played for the love of the game. It's like, nope, not when George Munger was there. They didn't.
No.
They were getting paid too.
We're not going.
No.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
They were sitting out bowl games back then.
Where do you hear that story? How do you remember that?
I read
Penn football.
I read an article about it many years ago on The Athletic where they were talking about the whole history of student athletes and where this came from and paying players and all that. And that's one of the stories in there. It's like, this has been happening forever.
It's what goes around comes around, right?
Yeah, that's right. All right. So anyway, the George Munger Award semifinalist, Ryan Day. Spoiler alert, he will not win it. Unless he wins the national championship, I guess, then all bets are off. He was asked about Tennessee because he had the coach's show today. Had media availability yesterday and Monday. Coach's show today. Tomorrow he'll actually get to rest up for the coaching of the game. So he was asked, what does Tennessee's offense look like? Here's what Ryan Day had to say.
They, are a spread out, no huddle tempo team that, you kind of go back to, the Art Briles and those types of styles of play. You start to see a lot of similarities there. They really try to, push the envelope on how fast they can play and, have really good wide receivers, try to get them in one-on-one situations the best they can and then shoot the ball down the field. So, again, tempo, spread you out horizontally, vertically, And then they've done a very good job running the ball. The running backs are running very hard. Offensive line's doing a good job, and quarterbacks played well this season.
All right.
That's really the bread and butter is that last part is Dylan Sampson. Yeah. All SEC guys. That's a guy that looks a lot like Quinshon Judkins looked down at Ole Miss. Someone that's run the ball for 1,500 yards and has 22 touchdowns. That's serious stuff.
So offensively, they like to go tempo, but they have a very good offensive line. They can run the football.
Well, if you think about it, when you got a dynamic running back like that, that sets up for success there. If you've got 5 good ones up front, and you are using that whole entire football field. That's Josh Heupel's thing. You hear about the split wides. He is a guy that does not want the hash marks to change in college football because he utilizes the wide hash marks to his advantage, and he makes you defend the entire football field. And once you start hitting some in the passing game, and you got to honor that a little bit more and respect that a little bit more, then those running lanes open up, and you got a guy that's making the first guy miss, it becomes a problem.
Defensively, what does Tennessee look like? Well, Ryan Day had thoughts on that.
They're one of the top teams in the SEC in a lot of different statistical categories. Their front is very stout, big, strong, athletic. Disruptive up front. Linebackers are active. Back ends is very, very good. So, and then special teams, they do a great job. They have a very good punter. Return guys are dangerous. So all 3 phases they're going to challenge you, which is what you expect going into the playoffs.
They have a very good punter. What's that like? I forgot.
What's a good kicking game like?
He also was asked about how they feel with what happened in the Michigan game, right? Do they feel like they figured something out after all of that debacle? Here's what Ryan Day had to say.
I think a big part of that is identifying what went wrong and identifying that and then getting that addressed so that we can move forward. If you don't know how it is or you're not taking accountability as coaches or whoever's involved with it, then all of a sudden it kind of lingers and there's a question mark on why did that go wrong? When you identify it and then you can get it fixed, then you can build on the confidence of everything that's happened during the season, the success that's gone on in all 3 phases. So we'll be a confident team going into Saturday night.
All right. Let's hope so.
Let's go.
Gonna need it.
Let's go.
Scarlet out the shoe. And you know what else? When you go there, you can eat a delicious burger. We will tell you more about that delicious burger coming up next at Fat Boy Food Tip. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into some slowdown due to an accident that's blocking the left lane on eastbound 270 on the South Outer Belt between 23 and Alum Creek Drive. And we've got slower traffic on westbound 70 downtown between the 71 East and West split. This report is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, your pilot hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Men, we hear it all the time. A man comes in to get his erectile dysfunction treated, and very soon thereafter, he tells us that his relationship is renewed. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and you should know that ED doesn't just affect you, it also often affects your partner. They can feel undesired, unwanted, they may even feel like you don't love them anymore. At Tri-State Men's Health, we've successfully treated thousands of men for ED with protocols that have success rates as high as 90%. Which means if you're like most men, we can get you back to the guy you used to be. You could even last up to an hour or more and find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and give your partner the gift of renewed love. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in our office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
'Tis the season to be hungry at Roosters. That's why for every $50 spent on Roosters gift cards, you'll receive a $10 Rooster Buck back in your stocking. May your holidays be filled with friends and family, love and laughter, and of course, Roosters Wings. Go to roosterswings.com today or drop by any Roosters location to purchase your $50 holiday gift cards and receive a $10 Rooster Buck in return. Happy holidays from all of us at Roosters. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Treat your family to savory Meyer ham and make any meal a holiday feast. Now through December 24th, a delicious Meyer spiral sliced half ham is just 79 cents per pound with M-Perks. Limit 1, no clipping necessary. Discount automatically applied when your M-Perks ID is entered to checkout. Get a 12-pack of King's Hawaiian Rolls for just $3.99. Meyer brand canned vegetables are 39 cents each, and 16-ounce Meyer butter quarters are only $2.99. Incredible taste and low prices make the holidays a good deal better. Exclusions apply. Go to the Meyer app for details.
I'm Rick Reichert. At Reichert Ford's Holiday Sales Blitz, we're dealing. Now is the perfect time to check that Ford off your holiday wish list. And here at Reichert Ford, our holiday deals are designed to keep more money in your pocket. So guess what? Lease a new 2024 hybrid F-150 for just $499 a month for 36 months. 0 down. Or lease new 2024 Bronco Sport for just $399 a month for 36 months. Also 0 down. You want massive holiday selection? You want to save more with deep holiday pricing? You want to skip the long lines and the wait? Well, get all that and more right now at number 1 Reichert Ford's Holiday Sales Blitz. Save more money and shop the best holiday selection now at Reichert Ford's Holiday Sales Blitz, the largest volume Ford dealer in Ohio at Route 33 and Hamilton Road, 2 minutes off 270, and at ReichertFord.com. Based on Ford report for total new retail sales. Cincinnati region. Offers end 12/31. On approved credit. No security deposit required. Come in now because we're dealing.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
From sugar cookie crumbs in the kitchen to pine needles under the tree, count on Steel for Christmas cleanup made easy with the SCA20 battery-powered handheld vacuum. Now just $99.99. Power up the holiday and give a gift from the top of their wish list. Visit your local Steel dealer today or shop online at steelusa.com. Was $159.99 MSRP. Includes battery and charger. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Whether you get pulled over or get into a crash, drinking and driving will change your whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy skies, but light winds, cool and dry on this Thursday. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Down to around 30 degrees overnight with a few snow showers in by morning. Most snow showers tapering off by afternoon. It'll be windy with high temperatures in the mid to upper 30s with about a half inch of accumulation possible. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Dumb. Very dumb. This is Man and Bone.
Oh, yes, it is. Except there's no common man today. Timmy Hall is in.
Thanks,
Panama
Bone.
Ted is in. I am T-Bone. I am always here. We have got Fat Boy Food Tee Up coming up in a moment. But first, Timmy Hall is going to tell you about his friends at Low T.
Yep, you know, me and the man, we're good friends with our guys over at Tri-State Men's Health. And it is the holidays. It's the season where we got all kinds of hustle and bustle. But if your energy is down, if you're not sleeping well, the sex drive is MIA, maybe it's tough to get excited for all the holiday cheer. You want to be you want to be part of the happiest family since Danny Kaye tap danced with Bing Crosby. And if you can't be, if that's hard for you to do, you might have low testosterone. Low T might be the ticket. So Tri-State Men's Health, they are experts at treating that. See, you actually start losing 2 to 3% of it, that production every single year, and gradually it's happening. And then before you know it, you're just not feeling like the same guy that you were in your 20s or 30s. My thing would be, I'm trying to watch my Christmas movies on the couch, but then I fall asleep and I wake up in the middle of the night and there's no more Clark Griswold. Like it's done. It's over.
Bad deal.
Credits are rolling. So I want to stay awake, want to have that energy. I need those ace shots, that Low T, that got me down. zings me right in the ace, and I'm back in the game. I'm back going again. Cost of that first appointment is just $99. You get the TMPSA test, and if you sign up for testosterone treatment the day of the appointment, your visit is free. Lovely locations right here in Central Ohio. The one in Hilliard right by Fish's house and close to me as well, right off of 270 and Cemetery Road. Check them out at tristatemenshealth.com. Do not wait.
Yeah. I said Timmy's friends at Low T. I meant at Tri-State.
That's completely wrong.
Thank you, Leanna. I'm so sorry I screwed that up. Fatboy Food tip!
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fatboy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip? This is dumb. I quit.
All right, so we have told you about this. We have had this Taste of Competition burger they're doing over at Ohio State. The fine folks at the Levy Culinary team are putting this together. Well, there's a Buckeye game this weekend. It's in the shoe, so you know they're going to have a Taste of Competition burger, and we got to try them today. They brought them out to us here at the Fan. It is the playoff burger. They're naming it, go figure, the Rocky Top Burger, because it's, the competition,
Rocky
right?
Top, yep.
You know, the Tennessee fans, they love that. So here's what you have. This burger I thought was actually pretty great. It was one of the best ones they brought us. 7-ounce Angus beef patty, Colby Jack cheese topped with bacon jam, whiskey braised onions, bread and butter pickles, lettuce, tomato, and finished with a house-made whiskey barbecue sauce on a toasted brioche bun.
Well,
What'd you think of this burger, Tim?
I love it, too. It's not the bourbon stuff. It's the whiskey sauce,
Well,
right?
it's
The whiskey jam. It's Tennessee's whiskey,
Tennessee's
right?
whiskey.
Tennessee's whiskey.
Kentucky's bourbon,
Kentucky's bourbon. I think that's beautiful. The slant on it, that's great. The name, Rocky Top Burger. I thought it was utterly fantastic. I really did. And I was so surprised. I got to work. I arrived here at around 11:30, right as our guys from Levi's were...
Levy.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right.
Levi's Stadium. Right as they were walking in. Right as they were heading in. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's right. We got a home football game. I didn't know if this was the same because it's college football playoff and they're kind of making us do the setup there. But this burger just hit all the right spots.
Very good.
It did. It just wasn't... It wasn't too crazy, but it had some zing to it.
Yeah,
with the sauce, I loved it.
The bacon jam, the braised onions, and the whiskey barbecue sauce, that to me is the star of this burger. So if you like that, if that's what you like, if those flavors sound good to you, you'll like this burger.
And Colby Jack, too.
Yeah, that's a good.
Don't forget the cheese.
I'm always a
cheese
fan.
that gets put on the back burner, and it shouldn't. Next
Not
time
in my
you're
house.
Next time you're in the store, and I mean you're at the Meyer or the Myers, sorry, Bodie, and you got the sliced cheeses there. Take a look at that Colby Jack. Don't let that Colby Jack go unnoticed.
Timmy, if it's getting forgotten at your house, it's not getting forgotten at my house. We are Colby Jack stands over at Casa de Bone.
You're standing.
We love
standing
it.
for Colby Jack.
You can find the Rocky Top Burger Taste of Competition burger carts. Those are at Section 8 on A deck, Section 12 on C deck. And that is, of course, going to be welcome when it is 20 degrees out with like a 12-degree wind chill. You're going to want to warm up with a nice, warm, hot burger. So go check those out this weekend in the shoe. Got some news that we've talked about. The day is finally here. We'll break some fast food news stuff down for you in a second. But first, Timmy brought a little treat into the office, and it was delicious.
I did. I was in the pharmacy this morning, and I walked into the candy aisle.
Brought us some Xanax. That was really nice.
First
Just came in and said, here, everybody looks like they need this. Go right ahead. You got me an Ozempic shot, and you just stuck it right in my stomach. I thank you so much.
And Jardiance. We just got all our stuff. We're going to dance around and do a little infomercial.
I say you brought a treat, and you're like, yeah, I was at the pharmacy. Just,
Well, that's right. That's right. Get candy. You ever heard of a Walgreens or a CVS?
That's a store.
I can't call that the pharmacy?
No, they have a pharmacy in a Walgreens. It's a store. It's a giant store.
That's like Kleenex tissues. You're hampering me over that. Like, that's just a thing you say.
That's
Teddy,
like if you're
pharmacy.
Teddy, if you're 100, you call Walgreens a pharmacy. Everybody else calls it like just a store.
You go to Jack Nicklaus's family pharmacy down there on Parsons? Is that where you are?
That's right.
Kroger has a pharmacy.
Kroger's a
Meyer
pharmacy.
has a pharmacy.
Yeah, I went to Meyer.
They all have pharmacies.
All right. That's Meyer and Kroger, though.
I bought my Ohio State. I bought an Ohio State shirt at my pharmacy.
Walmart has a pharmacy.
Stop. YouTube chatters back me up on this.
Costco.
If we're
Costco has a pharmacy.
That's not the same. That's Costco. That's a big store.
Giant Eagle.
That's the club.
No, it's yeah.
I'm sticking my foot. I'm putting my foot down on this. If you're referring to a Walgreens or a CVS, I think it's acceptable nomenclature to say that I went to the pharmacy.
I agree. And it's also acceptable to take 12 minutes to back out of your parking spot because you're 100 years old. That's right. You're totally right.
It's
they
got
fine.
the drive-through.
We understand. You lived through 2 wars. We got it. Go right ahead.
Can we eat the delicious candy?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
You know, I don't know if I want to give you any anymore. No, I'm not. I'm nice like that.
That is.
I'm gonna give you a couple of kisses.
That's the Christmas spirit.
So what I got here, and if you see it on YouTube, I'm sure you guys have had these before. This is a holiday favorite of mine. I don't really enjoy regular Hershey's Kisses ever. I don't buy milk chocolate Kisses. I do love the commercial. I think that's one of the most classic Christmas commercials. I swear that's like 30 or 40 years old, where they're ringing the bells or whatever. They still play that. But the candy cane Kisses, to me, are goated. They are amazing. It's basically, they do a special kind of wrapper. They are a white chocolate base with red striping, and they have the flecks of peppermint. I am just gaga over all of the peppermint things. Give me a peppermint. Forget about pumpkin spice stuff. I don't dig that. Candy cane, peppermint stuff. I'm getting all that I can the holiday season.
If you close your eyes and you let one of these sit in your mouth for a little bit, you get a little bit of a York peppermint patty vibe, because you are getting that chocolate, or those Andes mints you get when you get, like a dinner mint. You know what I'm saying?
Andes.
Yeah.
An Andes Brian after dinner minter.
Sure. That's right. And then you get that little crunch, though, from the peppermint stick that they've ground up into this. It's very good.
Oh, man.
I feel like...
Sorry, I didn't... I'll give some to you.
You know what you could do?
All right, thanks.
You've seen the cookies that are made where you take a peanut butter cookie, or maybe you take like I'm trying to think what other kinds you use, but you smush down a Hershey's Kiss in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, good cookie,
classic holiday cookie.
I feel like if you took these and put them in the middle of like a snickerdoodle, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe you just slice them up and just shave it down, something like that. Put that over the top, let it melt in there. That would be really good.
I'm trying to think if some kind of a thin mint, or if that's too much mint.
Oh yeah,
like a chocolate
That'd be a lot
mint
of mint
cookie,
a lot of mint
with this
but I
kind
see
of
what you're
positioned
saying.
in it.
Yeah, it's all in there. That's right.
They are a great snack. They are just great to put in a dish in your home for the holidays and have them out.
You know what?
Have them available.
I gotta tell you, I've never had these until you brought these in today.
Really?
I've never purchased. So now those will be you're right. They become an instant staple. Those are great.
I mean, see there, they got on the bag, like the cookies, the sugar cookies that they have them.
Yeah. That's right. That's a good idea.
That's a delicious looking cookie
right there. Yeah, it looks great. I think we may have to make those. The final thing, we've been talking about this all week. We've been talking about it for longer than that, but it's finally here. Today's the day. And I'm mad at these people because I'm reading something in this article that's just disheartening. Taco Bell. I am a frequent customer of Taco Bell. If you've seen me visually, you're not surprised by this. I love to get Baja blasted, as we say. Now,
you do.
Today is the day that Taco Bell is initiating their new menu item, which is
nuggets.
Chicken nuggets. Yes. These are the ones. They are in a jalapeno buttermilk. I guess they soak them in that first, and then they cover them in, they say, some kind of batter that has crushed up like tortilla shells in it. Whatever. I'm sure it's good. Here's my problem. Because they're giving you delicious dipping sauces with these things. You can get a combo for $8.99 where you get the nuggets, you get a nacho fry, and then all these sauces plus the cheese.
That's a 10-piecer too.
Yeah, it's 10-piece.
That's a 10-piecer.
And a drink. That's a good deal for $9.
That's not bad.
I'm going to go. That's tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that 10-piece deal and tell you how it is tomorrow.
I'm on a Reddit thread, and they're getting good early returns. Good returns on these nuggets.
Here's why I'm mad. Every article I've read about these things says, make sure you get them quick, though, because they're here for a limited time.
Oh, I hate that.
Why?
I hate that.
Taco Bell, believe in yourself. I believe in you. Make some food and be like, you know what? Not a limited time. These are permanent.
Scare tactics.
And then if they don't sell, then you can go, all right, I guess we were wrong, and then just quietly remove them from your menu like you do anyway. But how many Cantina chicken things have I had to, every time I go, they're like, we got Cantina chicken. We got the Cantina chicken meal. You like that? Yes, I do. But you didn't say that's limited time. You've been like pumping that for a year.
That's been out for a while.
These are nuggets. People love nuggets.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, you know what they're doing, man. This is the way that they work. It's a specialty thing.
I know. They're setting it up to scare you, so you get in there and buy it.
They want you to run out to Taco Bell so you can have them. And then if they sell really well, then they'll probably keep them going along and put them on their secondary menu.
They're going to be a giant hit, just like Krispy Kreme donuts at McDonald's. A giant hit. Everyone loves that. If it's a high-quality nugget, I don't care, I'll be eating it. I can't goad you into anything today.
No.
Trying to get you. You're on your game.
You're not going to get me.
You're focused like Ryan Day. You're like middle of the line? No. We're going to go to the outside. That's what we're going to do. Hey, speaking of Ohio State coaches, Urban Meyer has some thoughts about a Big Ten coach who is currently not meeting expectations. Ooh, who could that be? I'll tell you in 2 minutes. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a couple-minute delay on westbound 270 on the north outer belt between 161 and Cleveland Avenue. And you're looking at a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between East Broad Street and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has amazing deals on everything you need for the holidays, from custom holiday cards and photo gifts to laptops and gaming systems, even shipping solutions. And now save up to $350 on select computers. In-store only. Offer ends 12/28. Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
Some things in life are meant for each other, like salt and pepper, bacon and mushrooms, or you and the all-new Wendy's Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger. Now, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, does bacon go with mushrooms? And the answer is, they do now. So if you want crispy, crunchy, cheesy, juicy, shroomy, and garlic spready, then you and the Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger are meant to be. For mushroomy, bacony goodness, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Hey, Jackets fans, we know what's on your holiday wish list. Ask your Secret Santa for a Blue Jackets holiday gift pack. You'll score 2 tickets plus a Blue Jackets Honda shirt, all for just $99. Learn more at bluejackets.com/holiday.
Make your shopping stress-free this holiday season. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. As your one-stop luxury destination for over 77 years, we offer everything from brilliant diamonds to classic timepieces and the world's finest fashion jewelry. With every gift wrapped in our signature blue box, you'll be saving time and giving joy, all with guaranteed best prices that no one can match. Experience holiday shopping the way it should be. Simple and unforgettable. Visit Diamond Cellar on Salmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
Hey, it's Jen from Deluxe Store Systems. Just wanting to say happy holidays. We feel blessed to have been in a lot of fan listeners' homes this year, and we wanted to say thanks. If your garage door sucks, we're here for you in 2025. DeluxeStoreSystems.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Back when I was banging, this show slapped. Whatever the hell that means. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
All right, hold on.
Timmy Hall is here.
Can we just address the little shot you took at Krispy Kreme donuts? right into the 2-minute drill.
I have to tell you,
I'm
a big fan of the Krispy Kremes at McDonald's.
You've been doing this for a month now, and all that this was ever about with Krispy Kreme was a demand to serve the customers that are going to their establishments.
That's right.
First.
Yeah, you're right.
First.
You're right.
Which I think should be the goal of any business. And then second, whatever your other businesses are, the side businesses, the secondary things, then you tackle that. First, it's take care of everybody that's coming to us for what we've done for 50 to 100 years, however long they've been around. Hot, delicious, fresh donuts. A lovely looking store that's comfortable, that you can bring your family to and hang out and have a good time, have a coffee, eat some donuts, watch the conveyor of goo. Imagine, riding through it naked with everything drizzling on you, and then have a delicious dozen donuts.
As you do.
As you do.
Right. As you do.
And you just keep coming back to the Mickey D's and, I'm having my day-old donuts. And
I am.
Eating them up and loving them.
Timmy.
Shame.
Timmy. Listen, I agree with you. In principle, you're right. But here's the thing. I live in what we would call a Krispy Kreme desert, where there are no Krispy Kreme donuts near me. I don't live near one. if I want Krispy Kremes, I have to drive 20 minutes to the nearest one, and that one is the worst Krispy Kreme location ever, the one on 161.
But they're all bad now. That's the point.
Yes.
That's the problem with it.
So what I'm saying is, in the last 3 weeks, I've had more Krispy Kreme donuts than I've had in the prior 2 years because they're at McDonald's now.
And you've never had one hot.
No, not a McDonald's.
Never.
No, of course not. I've had them hot before.
Right, but you will never, ever get a hot donut.
I'll microwave it. Just heat it up. Just
That
put
is
it in the
the
microwave.
that is the thing.
I mean, you can warm it up.
That is the thing.
But
I think you put it in there for 15 seconds.
Yeah,
That's the sweet
that's
spot.
right. That's
all
right.
you want to do to soften it up. But it still has to be a certain, if it's more than a day old, it's still not going to be great. Like if you got one that happened to be baked that morning, you know, maybe it's within 10 hours or so.
I guarantee you they haven't been.
It could come back to life.
I promise you the ones I was eating, none of them were baked within the last 24 hours.
That's too bad.
But here's the thing. I was able to get them because they were at McDonald's. What do they say? What do we say in sports? The best ability is availability.
Oh, man, I hate
so
that
you know
motto.
what? Like what you're talking about is like, why don't you hold out for Joel Embiid? And it's like, well, because he's always hurt. Meanwhile, I need someone who's here now. I need Tyrese Maxey.
I don't want to
I need
have
a guy who's here with me.
That's the whole, like, just need a warm body. That's
No,
what
you
that
need-
is.
you need
That's
a good
like,
player.
That's like setting standards low. We just need a warm body in here. That's all we need.
What I'm understanding you to say is
No, I need
Krispy
something
Kreme.
done right.
What you're saying is Krispy Kreme is trash unless it's fresh. And that tells me that maybe it's not that good of a product. I'm just saying I enjoy them. I'm eating them. I hate to say it, but I go there and I'm like, a double cheeseburger? Yes. A large fry? Absolutely.
God dang it, Bo.
A donut? Yeah, well, you know what? When in Rome. I'm here. Hit me with a Krispy Kreme. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm sorry, buddy. I feel bad about it.
Donuts do have, and they should have a little bit of a shelf life, but I don't know how many people are really enjoying their donuts once they get out of that first day. I think we can agree to that, right?
Right.
Like no matter what donut place you order from. And if you found a donut place where they really hold up after that first day, that's pretty special. It's pretty special.
I agree with you. Now, that's why, again, if I'm going to drive out of the way for donuts, no offense to Krispy Kreme, I'm going to Jolly Pirate.
You're going to Jolly.
I'm much more of a cake donut guy myself.
Well, those have a better shelf life.
They do. They stay.
That's why
Yeah.
I do appreciate those. See, Krispy Kreme is like this anomaly. It's just, there's something about it. Like, that's the thing. There's something about it when they are hot and fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And then even when they cool, but they're still fresh, they're still fantastic.
I know.
Because they just they're like glass. The way they harden and how smooth.
That's why you want to rub it on your face.
Buttery, silky smooth they are. You wouldn't even believe what my wife.
I do because you told me.
She said something yesterday because we were at the Bippy Bop and
the where?
The Bippy Bop. You never been to one of those?
Bippy? It's not a Bippy.
Bibby.
There you go.
Bibby.
Trying to help
Bippy
you
Bop.
out.
Whatever. I put
I'm just trying to help
P
you
in
out.
there. Yeah.
Hey.
So we went there for dinner, and that's connected to the Krispy Kreme. And every time I drive by it now, it just gets me hot and flustered because, in that kind of way.
Yeah.
Because they've got the pods that are taking up all the space in the parking lot, and there's 17 box trucks are out there, like blocking everything. And they have all the donut racks.
Teddy, they got racks at the Krispy Kreme. You know it.
A donut rack
love a good rack.
actually wheeled over. You do love a good rack.
Mm-hmm.
A donut rack actually got loose from the pod and just hit the curb and was just on its side. So and then the green tarp had blown away in the wind and it was like up against some lamppost.
And you know
what is going on?
And where was that thing destined to go?
I don't know where it was.
To a McDonald's. It's where it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be at a McDonald's. That's where it was going.
To the McDonald's. And then that's when Sarah asked me, you know, since I'm a man, she asked me if I ever thought about certain things with a Krispy Kreme donut.
Little ring toss?
Too hot.
That's right.
And I said, you really like these Krispy Kremes, don't you, babe? And she said, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Wow, I don't know. That played. That's right.
And then
that's a wild card. That was on Wednesday, so it's allowed. It's Wild Card Wednesday.
And then we broke into the Krispy Kreme.
And did it right in the goo.
We spent the night.
Is that right? Good for you.
Yes.
That's awesome.
We took a ride through that conveyor.
Mm-hmm.
Yummy, 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 I got love in my tummy, and I feel like I'm loving you.
An oldie but a goodie. All right, Urban Meyer was on a radio program today. He was on with Colin Cowherd, the former Ohio State coach, was asked about Trojans head coach, USC head coach, Lincoln Riley. And here's what Urban Meyer had to say about Lincoln Riley. Quote, here's the problem. Once you lose momentum, it's hard to get it back. And USC's lost momentum. They had it when they hired Riley and a lot of energy. They officially have lost momentum in Southern California. I don't know why that's playing. We're talking an Ohio State coach is being quoted. I guess it just plays now all the time. He said, what does that mean? Normally it doesn't end well. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because it's not his first rodeo. He did a really good job at Oklahoma. I think he'll get it back. I do. But the minute you lose momentum, you really got to turn up the heat now and get that momentum back.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get some prize recruits. You got to win some games.
I don't disagree with Herbs at all. Do you?
No.
Like that's bad. That's below what the standard should ever be at USC. So they've got big problems. That's a major problem, and they're acting like there isn't one. And I don't think that's something that's good to sell to their fan base.
No, you can't. And I don't think at this point the momentum thing I think is such a tricky thing anyway in college sports, but especially in the transfer portal NIL thing, because it almost feels like it gets exponential, right? Mm-hmm. If you go to a booster and say, we need $8 million, $10 million to round out this class and get our guys, he's going to look at you and say, you lost 5 games last year. Why would I give you that money? Oddly enough, if you win the national championship and you go to those same boosters, they also say, well, why do you need all the money? You just won a national championship. Didn't that help? Aren't we good?
That helped us win the national championship. So if we keep doing that, these are the results that are going to keep happening. And
But that's what I'm saying. That momentum, it's like you have to be in a certain sweet spot. Like last year, Ryan Day was in that sweet spot where it was, all right, we lost this game. We lost to Missouri. But there was still an undercurrent of belief that the class they were getting in was good enough that if they just added on top, brought in some dudes from around the transfers.
3 guys in the transfer portal, and they're really good, then we're going to have, what were we saying all offseason?
Yeah.
Team of destiny.
Of course.
And we didn't really think.
Who else said it? They said it.
They said it.
Ohio State said it. The players said it. The coaches said it. Everybody said it. So,
and I know the one thing that if we could go back in time, and I think we were cognizant of this at the time too, is none of us were acting like Will Howard was going to be the greatest quarterback that we'd ever seen here. I don't think any of us thought that he was going to be as good as Dwayne Haskins, Justin Fields, or C.J. Stroud throwing the football. But the belief was that you have Quinshon Judkins, you have Travion Henderson, you have just incredible offensive talent. He put up pretty good numbers, and he added a running element to his game, which he hasn't been quite the runner that he was at Kansas State last year.
Right.
He's done it at times, but he hasn't been quite the runner that he was at Kansas State. And, hey, you lost 2 games, and this was a team of destiny, team for the ages. We built this up so much in the offseason, and they still didn't accomplish any of the first 2 goals that they've been setting out to accomplish.
I guess what I'm saying is last year when you lose to your rival for the 3rd straight year last year, and then lose that Missouri bowl game, which I know there wasn't a lot of stock put in that, but that was a terrible performance, right?
Yeah.
And then somehow that resulted in him getting $20 million of NIL.
Exactly.
I'm saying Lincoln Riley's probably watching that going, well, what the hell? How do I get this momentum that everyone's talking about? Or, Ryan Day probably wouldn't have had that normally in most other places. It shows you the belief there was in him last year. I wonder this offseason if the same momentum will be there, depending on how these playoffs go. That's going to be a question that we'll only find out as time tells.
Also just shows you what USC really is.
That's right.
USC is not Ohio State.
Not Ohio State at all.
It is not as good of a job. The passion for the sport is not there.
You're right.
Like it is here.
Degenerate T-Bone coming up next. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a 5-minute delay due to a disabled vehicle that's blocking the left lane. On westbound 70 downtown near Front Street, it will be stop and go from the 71 East split. And there's a slowdown on eastbound 33 between 270 Southeast and Ebright Road. This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Roof Revivers. Whether you need a quick repair or a full replacement, Roof Revivers has you covered. Visit roofrevivers.com today. Roof Revivers. We fix leaky roofs.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. There's a lot of HVAC companies out there. I trust Care with my business, and I know you'll be satisfied customers. I am the most miserable person on earth, so if I'm satisfied, you know they must be doing something right. But don't take my word for it. Care has been named the 2024 winner of the Better Business Bureau Torch Award for Ethics. That's a polite way of saying they provide you with excellent product and service, and most importantly, they never screw you over. Here's another example. Lennox. They sell tons of product all over the country. They've awarded Care their Lennox 2024 Partner of the Year Award. Just bragging at this point. I suggested a new tagline for Care Heating and Cooling. Here it is. Obnoxiously efficient. They didn't like it, but I stand by it. Don't wait for your furnace to crap out this winter. Get on their Care plan and get your unit checked before the pipes freeze. And it costs you thousands of dollars, and your wife swears at you. That certainly never happened to me. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110. Wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS. Get a welcome bonus up to $100 and spend the holidays with the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now. Bengals game day is so close, you can almost taste it. Bengals watching. Better with Pepsi.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from Classic 3-Cheese, Pepperoni, or Extreme Meat Pizza. Save big with a $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 1/7/25. See app for full terms.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Best known for their contributions to the fast food breakfast world. This is Man and Bone.
Every podcast, every show that we do, I should say, is podcast. You can find that podcast wherever you get your podcast. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. It's right there for you. Comes to your device every single day if you subscribe And all that happens because of our friends at Care Heating and Cooling. We appreciate them being a part of the podcast. But thanks to all our podcast listeners who are listening to this sometime in the future. Not now, but soon. When will soon be now, Timmy? As they say.
That'll be later.
Yeah, it'll be soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Spaceballs. You enjoy Spaceballs movie? You ever watch that?
I know it. I've seen some bits. I've never seen it all the way through. I know it's Rick Moranis with the gigantic helmet, Darth Vader helmet.
Darth helmet.
And John Candy.
Dark helmet.
John Candy is like the
he's
the
Barf.
Chewie, isn't he?
He's Barf. Instead of, yes, that's what they call him. Yes, Barf.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's good times.
I was watching Uncle Buck. I know that's not Spaceballs, but another great John Candy classic.
Oh, yeah.
Uncle Buck is fantastic.
I don't know why I feel like it's not at all, but I feel like that's one of those around Christmas time is when I get to watch Uncle Buck.
It is.
It's definitely, like for me, it's holiday adjacent movie watching, even though I don't consider it a Christmas movie or anything.
Well, because that movie is set like in that time of year. Like it's cold weather months.
Cold weather, right.
Yeah, it's cold weather months. I didn't get that deep into the movie when I turned it on last night. I've seen it so many times, but it's just a classic. John Hughes movies. And then when you have John Candy like connected to him as well, there is just so much brilliance for everything that John Hughes either directed or produced or wrote the screenplay for. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles might be Sarah and I's favorite movie. Like that we share together. I don't know if there's a movie that we both love at that level. That and Christmas Vacation. They're both holiday movies because
that's right.
Planes, Trains is basically the one and only Thanksgiving movie.
You're exactly
it's
right.
It's a straight up Thanksgiving movie.
Exactly right. We should have that running 24/7 on TNT like we do for a Christmas Story when they do that.
It's
24/7.
It's funny enough.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Got to be unedited too for the car rental scene. Got to be unedited.
It's got to be high up on the list. All right, Degenerate T-Bone time. Let's do it.
Common Man and T-Bones. Degenerate T-Bone.
Degenerate T-Bone.
T-Bone's picks for the weekend.
Sponsored by Ohio Health. Choose between virtual or in-person appointments at 200-plus care sites, providing the finest care anywhere. OhioHealth.com/finest care.
All right, so let's look at a couple things here. We have got college football playoffs coming up this weekend, so we're going to kind of focus in on that. One of the games we're going to start with is Indiana-Notre Dame, and that, of course, is going to be up in South Bend, and it is going to be cold. They're saying weather dipping down into the 20s. It's also a chance of snow in this thing. So this is tomorrow night. You could have a very interesting. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. Is that
tomorrow night? Yeah,
it is tomorrow night. Right.
We'll have boots on the ground. Boatman is going to be ticketed and in attendance.
That's right. Of course he is. So here's what we've got here. I'm looking at, and I think you're going to see a theme here with this. The over-under in this game is 51.5. Notre Dame's defense has not really let anyone throw on them most of the year, and I think that will remain a key theme, especially in this cold weather. I think you're going to see both teams try to establish the run. I think they're both going to try to out-physical each other, and it's going to be a game. Sure, someone could slip and fall, something like that. It could be a little cold. Maybe someone tips a pass, and it goes one way or the other, big pick six, something like that. But I think most of your offense is coming on the ground in this one, and I think it's going to be a lower-scoring game. So the over-under 51.5, I'd look at the under there.
How about the fact that they've played just one time since 1959?
Crazy, right?
Isn't that nuts?
For two programs that close.
They're in different levels. They always have been. But Indiana's still a big conference school. I get their pedigree hasn't always been there. But for Notre Dame and Purdue, I mean, how many times have Notre Dame and Purdue played?
Oh, yeah.
They had an every year matchup, right? Like until just recently when some of their contracts switched up. I know they had the Michigan series for the longest time. But, yeah, they met in 91. And since 91, it was 1959.
Yeah,
the last two times they played.
There you go. SMU, Penn State, you want to talk about weather. This is another one that could be a little bit dicey. This one is, am I wrong, the noon game on Saturday, I believe? Yeah, that's in Happy Valley. And they are predicting cold weather again for that one as well.
26 degrees.
Yeah. And that Penn State front is so good. They have got Abdul Carter, right? Who's their big defensive lineman?
Yes.
Yeah, stud.
He's their defensive end. He's a fantastic player.
I just think that front is going to be too much for SMU. Now, the points, they're a little bit higher, 54.5. But again, I could see Penn State getting some points early in this game, and then their defense just smothering SMU to a point that we get maybe like a 30-10 type of game, something like that. Feels about right.
I think I'm on your plane. I am, and I'm still curious. It's it's all, as they say, it's a gamble. But Penn State, with how they stayed in it against Oregon, I thought that we were hitting a point in that Oregon game when they got that 2-touchdown lead that they were about to stretch their legs and blow Penn State out by 28 or so. Yeah. And they did not let that happen. It was the offense and how they just continued to keep pace with Oregon and put points on the board in their running game. And their tight end is one of the best in the country, if not the best. Tyler Warren, probably the best tight end in the country.
Yeah. Now on to the Tennessee. We'll do that last. Texas and Clemson. They are playing
Texas.
They're back, baby. They are. They have to be, right? They're in the playoffs. They're back.
No, they're not back.
No, they're back.
You get to the semi. You get to the championship game. You're back. You were just in the playoff last year.
No. Hey, Timmy, they got a chance. Timmy, they got a chance to win a national championship. That's all that matters.
They're in this thing.
Yeah,
they're in it.
Longhorns' offense has not been great in the last month of the season. I'm not sure where that went and why that happened, but you saw it in the SEC championship game. They are struggling a little bit to get the ball in the end zone against good opponents. And I don't think Clemson is the greatest team they're going to see, but this is the largest spread of any of these games. I am a little nervous about saying lay 12 points against Clemson, right, for Texas. Not that Clemson's great, but their defense has dudes. They can play tough up front. I actually like the points here, as much as it pains me to say it. But if you see a 12.5 or a 12, I definitely like that line. Obviously, I think 2 touchdowns is still a doable thing for Texas to win this game by.
Okay.
But I'm going to actually lean a little bit here. You can probably get some better value. I will take the points in Clemson just to keep it close. I think Texas ultimately wins, but it's one of those classic deals where people say, oh, they're holding something back. Or maybe something's functionally wrong right now.
Cade Klubnik is a very capable quarterback.
Yeah.
Very capable quarterback of having a big game, and it wouldn't really be a shock. You know, he's been a really good player. 33 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions. That is no joke.
No, you're right.
That's a really good season.
You're right. And finally, just one thought I have for Ohio State, Tennessee. I will have more thoughts on that throughout, obviously, later today, tomorrow, all that stuff. But I think Will Howard, and you can't really bet this in the state of Ohio, not that I'm telling you to do it. I'm just telling you a hunch that I have. I think Will Howard scores a touchdown on the ground. This is just a prediction that I have. Can't really bet that here.
Okay.
But I do think Will Howard gets into the end zone and runs it in. Tennessee's defense in the red zone is mediocre. It's okay. Ohio State's offense in the red zone, obviously we know what happened against Michigan, but outside of that, it's been pretty elite this year. So I like that idea. I like Will Howard scoring a touchdown in this game.
I want to get one back on a miss last week. We were very, very close. We got that game to overtime. I thought Jet Greaves played fantastic. I had the pick over the Capitals for the game that I went to last week when I was here.
Okay.
Got that thing to overtime. Had a couple of chances. Didn't get it done. I'd like to go the money line Jackets over the Devils here tonight to get that back. It's a home game. It would be a great win. New Jersey's obviously really, really good, but I can feel it. I also like Denver. Denver against the Chargers tonight on the road has just been really, really good against the spread. And they've been a hot team lately.
What's the spread in that one?
It's 2.5. So I'm basically picking a Broncos win, a nice road win.
Yeah.
And Bo Nix for 2 touchdown passes. I think he's gone above that 3 of the last 4 games, 4 of the last 5 games. So with an over-under 1.5 touchdown passes, give me that. Give me 2.
We might not. That too. Start over. We might need to have an intervention for an NFL franchise. I'll tell you which one next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a 45-minute delay due to a crash that's blocking the left lane on northbound 71 on the north side at 11th Avenue. It will be stop and go from East Broad Street. And there's a 5-minute slowdown on westbound 270 on the north outer belt from 161 to Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by Z-Bart. When it comes to fighting rust this winter, you need a shield of protection. Z-Bart's genuine rust protection is your vehicle's first line of defense. Now save $50 on Z-Bart undercoating. Slay the salt and snow with Z-Bart, your vehicle's best defense. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Get a holiday loan and choose loan amounts from $1,000 to $5,000. Visit bmifcu.org/holiday loan for details.
During the Ram Wrap Up the Year sales event, take advantage of huge deals on a wide selection of Ram trucks. Right now, well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 for $469 a month for 42 months with $3,652 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Extra charge for miles over 35,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 1-2.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
This season, there's a system for every home and budget at Logan Services. Save big with our furnace sale. Payments start at $49 a month for 144 months. Plus, save up to $2,000 on a qualifying train system. Choose from our free stocking stuffers for extra home comfort. And don't forget about tax credits. Schedule your free estimate now and get next day installation with fast, friendly service from Logan Services.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The holidays are here, and let's face it, it's easy to put on a few extra pounds between the parties, the food, and the stress. But this year, do something different and try semaglutide from Affinity Whole Health. Semaglutide is a game changer for weight loss. It'll help curb cravings and keep your energy up so you can tackle the holidays with ease. If you're thinking about TRT or already on it, they work together for amazing results. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Christmas. The decorations are up, the trees are glowing, and the presents are on their way. Even in today's fast-paced world of tech, busyness, and various ideologies, most of the Christmas themes still point to the message and hope of Jesus Christ. I think author Max Lucado said it best: the gift of a Savior born in a humble manger to rescue us from our sins. The world had waited for this moment for centuries, and when it came, it was everything we needed. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. God had not left us in our troubles. He had come to us in the form of a child, bringing joy to the hearts of all who would receive him. This child, Jesus, came not to condemn, but to save. His birth was the dawning of hope, the promise of forgiveness, and the assurance of peace. This is why we celebrate, not just the birth of a child, but the birth of salvation. In this crazy season, remember the true gift this Christmas. Remember Jesus Christ. From the Lindsay Automotive family, Merry Christmas.
This holiday season, save time and make memories. Diamond Seller is your one-stop shop for luxury gifts, from diamonds to watches and the finest jewelry in the world. Gift our iconic blue box and enjoy our guaranteed best prices. Visit Diamond Seller on Salmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
Hi, I'm Laura De Leon, president of Key Bank in Central Ohio. Here at Key, we believe in providing a helping hand in our community. While helping hands are wonderful, a helping bank is even better. That's a bank committed to solving people's financial needs, but it doesn't stop there. We advocate, we support, we listen, and we volunteer. That's a bank that is always ready to meet you in the moment. Key Bank opens doors.
Key Bank, member FDIC.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. The Blue Jackets back on home ice hosting the New Jersey Devils tonight at 7. Pre-game coverage here on The Fan gets underway at 6:30. The CBJ, Sinclair Broadcast Group, and FanDuel Sports Network have agreed to simulcast 5 games this season on the CW and ABC6, giving fans more options to consume Jackets hockey. Those games will be Thursday, January 2nd, Saturday, January 11th, Thursday, January 23rd, Thursday, February 27th, and Monday, March 17th. The Cleveland Cavaliers will be without forward Isaac Okoro for at least 2 weeks with a right shoulder sprain. The Cavs back in action tomorrow night when they take on the Milwaukee Bucks. This one's sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Instead of New Year, New You, how about New Year, Better You? More focused, happier, increased energy, healthier, and most importantly, lighter.
We tried unplugging and then plugging them back in. It didn't help. This is Man and Bone.
Timmy Hall is in. We have been, we're kind of discussing this before the show, Timmy. And I am.
Which part?
All of it. Everything.
All those things.
You know what we were talking about.
And he is the only one I've ever met that can handle my junk.
Like we always talk
It's all about what you're going to do with all that junk.
Yeah.
All that junk.
No, we've been talking about all kinds of stuff today off the air, but one thing that we have to get to that I need the help of the audience today is to know if I'm doing the right thing. And I need your help too, Timmy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had a little conundrum last night. I'm coaching youth basketball these days. I've got junior Cavs practice tonight.
Let's be honest, though. It's just a stepping stone for you.
Oh, is it? That's right. First, YMCA basketball.
You're looking to get out of there. Yeah.
Wisconsin, Green Bay.
I know you. You got your sights set higher.
Yeah, I'm gonna be coaching college basketball here in the next, just like Doug Gottlieb, my hero.
You're gonna keep the show though, right?
No, I'll keep the show. Oh, I'll keep the show, of course. I'm not gonna. I mean, if I get a college basketball coaching job, I'm not just going to abandon my radio show.
Did you see that idiot again? He was like caught saying something about how I'm not going to be scheduling any more nobody use. That's what he called him. And then they lost to Michigan Tech or what the very school he was referring to.
Yes. So he yesterday had this quote where he said, it was not yesterday, it was like last week, but he said, I got to get used to us playing a nobody you. I don't know what the benefit of that is, but I guess around here that's what we do, and I got to adjust my expectations. Then they played and the next game was Michigan Tech,
and they're good,
a D2 school, but they're good.
Yeah,
but they beat them. They beat his team, who is like 2-11 now.
And someone pulled that clip.
Gross.
And it was him saying that. Yes. And then he tried to say, "Well, I've never said anything critical of any team like that, other than referring to them as nobody you."
Well, he's saying, we scheduled up this year, and I include Michigan Tech as scheduling up. I've never disparaged an opponent ever. And it's like, this was last week. They were your next opponent, and you said, I don't understand the benefit of these games.
They're a Division II school.
If that's scheduling
that's
up,
not scheduling up.
Yeah.
You don't get Findlay in here for a regular season game.
Right.
Or Cedarville. No offense to them.
No, Cedarville's great.
They would come in here for an exhibition game.
I used to camp at Cedarville. That was our basketball camp.
My banker played at Cedarville.
Did he really?
Yes.
He might have taught me how to play ball back in the day.
He's a good guy.
Probably a great guy.
He's a great guy.
So anyway, yeah, Doug Gottlieb's an idiot. But here's my conundrum. I have youth basketball tonight.
Okay, got the
My
hoops.
middle daughter, Ava, is on that team. Well, this is a 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. practice we usually run there.
I figured it had to be hopefully at 7. I didn't know if you were breezing up there for 6:30 in your Mustang.
No. We got time. We get there.
7 o'clock, get the hoops.
Well, on the calendar, 'tis the season for holiday concerts and band concerts and everything.
I know. I missed 2 of them already. Bad dad.
Yeah, man. It's
dad.
tough. Well, you work nights. You're here till 8 o'clock some nights. You're here with Buckeye basketball well beyond that. So, yeah, it's
doing
tough.
Stuff. Buckeye Hoops was the culprit. Took me out of both.
Yeah. Well, I see that Ava, I knew that she had a concert tonight, and on the calendar it says 6 p.m. So I thought, all right, I may miss that because I don't get out of here till 6. I got to get up there. But
right.
That's okay. We got time. Those concerts like half an hour. We'll get out of there, head right over to practice, have plenty of time to get ready for the 7 o'clock.
Not you. Like, you're not.
Well, no, I thought I could pick her up. I could get her, maybe catch the tail end of the performance, but then we got practice at 7, so that'll be fine. Talked to my wife last night. Melissa says, oh, no, that's a 6:45. The 6 is for when I have to drop her off. The concert is at 6:45, and I'm like, oh, well,
you're not dropping her off at 6. You're here.
Coach has to. Well, I know, but it's the family calendar. I'm just looking at the calendar.
Someone's dropping her off at 6. She's not hitting the stage. The concert's not starting until 6:45. And basketball's at 7 now.
Yeah. So I told her, I said, well,
can't be super dad. You can't be 2 places at once.
So I made her quit trumpet. Is that a problem? Because I said, I don't know if you know, basketball comes first in this house. That's what we do. So she's not playing. She's out. Well, no trumpet today.
I agree. Yeah.
You got to put some standards in, right?
I mean, basketball comes first. Right?
What do you think you're going to do? Play ska? Come on.
What are you going to be in Mighty Mighty Bosstones? That's done with.
I'm kidding.
They had 1 hit.
No, what I am actually doing.
Real Big Fish?
I am going to go to the concert in basketball gear. She is going to have her basketball gear with her. As soon as the concert is over, we are booking it over to the youth basketball practice. My buddy Eric is running the practice. He's the assistant coach.
You're going to be late to practice.
Late to my own practice, man.
Late to practice.
Bad. It's bad format of me.
Are you the head coach?
I'm a head coach. I'm in charge of everything.
Do you have anything to do with this concert going on?
No.
Are you the conductor?
No. No, they've got people who know music who are doing that.
Are you like handling the lights or the cameras?
No. Oh, you're right.
So you're just attending, and you seem to be the head coach of a basketball program.
You're right. You know what? I'm going to have to cancel on the concert. I think I just have to opt out.
God, I don't know.
Opt out on that.
If Bill Belichick's son, I know.
I'm sure he had a miss.
I know, like the one son coaches with him, but.
Well, that's the thing. I'm dad. I need to be good dad and go support my daughter in her musical endeavors. But I'm also coach to all these other kids. Where will they be without the brilliance of my coaching?
This is a special circumstance. I'm not saying like in a vacuum that you wouldn't be dad, but you're the head coach of a basketball team. That's your responsibility tonight.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess, sorry, not going to the band concert. That's it.
And is this Viv? Or your
No, it's Ava. It's all Ava. It's all Ava. She's
Ava,
trumpet, and then she's right into basketball.
Ava,
middle one.
What do you think she would choose?
I think she'd choose basketball. Yeah, just because. Well, I mean, And by the way, I love music. I think that's great too. We actually took her to a ska concert because they play trumpets, and she plays trumpet. We thought, let's get her to see that. She loved it. So she loves music too.
Dave Matthews has a great trumpeter.
Sure, you have to.
Rashawn Ross. He does. Yeah, he's fantastic. He's a regular full blown part of the band now, where they used to have just the saxophonist, and then they picked up the trumpeter.
Yeah,
about 10 years ago.
Right,
he's been a great element.
Yeah, see,
maybe that could be her.
I think we got to have more bands just working in the horns. No, I'm not saying you have to go full ska.
No, not full ska.
You can just have a saxophone breakdown in the song.
A trumpet. The band that we've had at the Ozone all year, they've been our residency, like Billy Joel at the Garden. We've had that with Fabulous Johnson Brothers.
Oh yeah, right.
And they've got, and I believe their horns players are former members of the Ohio State marching band. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, those guys.
They cut their teeth. They're great players. They're great players. And I felt for them. I thought they were the toughest sons of bees out there the last week or two.
Oh, because it's so
playing
cold.
your instruments in 15-degree weather. When
I can't imagine.
The finger dexterity is key, and the brass instruments, they don't even want to tune when it's that cold.
No.
I noticed they were struggling a little bit to get warmed up. Had to play through a song or two before they started to sound like they could sound.
Yeah.
But they sound great with just, I think, one sax and one trumpet.
That's good. Yeah, well, check them out this weekend at the Ozone.
Yep, they'll be there.
So we got to talking. We'll talk about the intervention that we've got to do for a sports team. And I also, because this sports team has an idiot that plays for it, I have some priceless audio from said idiot and the intervention that we have to do.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to all that when we come back. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You can expect a 10-minute delay due to a disabled vehicle that's blocking the center lane on southbound 315. After King Avenue, it is stop and go from Ackerman Road. And there's a 15-minute slowdown on westbound 70 on the east side between Miller Avenue and the 71 East Split. This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Treat your family to savory Meyer ham and make any meal a holiday feast. Now through December 24th, a delicious Meyer spiral sliced half ham is just 79 cents per pound with M-Perks. Limit 1, no clipping necessary. Discount automatically applied when your M-Perks ID is entered to checkout. Get a 12-pack of King's Hawaiian rolls for just $3.99. Meyer brand canned vegetables are 39 cents each, and 16-ounce Meyer butter quarters are only $2.99. Incredible taste and low prices make the holidays a good deal better. Exclusions apply. Go to the Meyer app for details.
Come try Skyline Chili's new mac and cheese 3-way, made with creamy cavatappi pasta in a 3-cheese blend, topped with Skyline chili and their shredded Wisconsin cheddar. The new mac and cheese 3-way at participating Skyline locations for a limited time.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
We're back on the Nada Yada Island Confessions Show. Benny is about to tell us how he found two loves. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks to Metro, I found iPhone 12 and Apple Watch SE.
At Metro, get the perfect match of both iPhone 12 with 5G and Apple Watch SE for only $99.99. You heard that right. Both for just $99.99. Holidays with Nada Yada Yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number and ID. Sign up for Metro Flex Plus and add a watch line. Not available if you're with T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days. Limit 2 per account.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. It's that time of year. The red bows are out, baby. Do, 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 do. Right now, take advantage of 1.9% financing up to 48 months or 2.99% up to 60 months on ES, NX, and RX models. Plus, their biggest rebates of the year are here on remaining 2024 models, but also on 2025s. I have been a Jermaine customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, check them out. Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Get ready to saddle up and slip into your boots for a Wild West-themed New Year's Eve at Eldorado Scioto Downs, your premier Caesars Rewards destination. Join us for the ultimate Columbus celebration, featuring live entertainment and cocktails at Vail Bar, a one-of-a-kind celebrity chef dining experience with a 5-course meal at Guy Fieri's Trattoria, handcrafted brews at the Brew Brothers, and a night packed with winning excitement. Ring in the new year at Eldorado Scioto Downs, home to the largest and best gaming loyalty program in the country. This is one night you won't want to miss. See official rules for details. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Hey, it's Anthony, and the Happy Honda Days are powering through the holidays at Germain Honda of Dublin. Rich is delivering all of the new Honda toys, including the new Prologue, the first all-electric SUV from Honda at 0% APR up to 72 months. Also, he's throwing you 0.9% up to 60 months on most new Hondas. And he won't even require a payment on the new purchases for 90 days. Go get the Honda of your holiday dreams with my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road just south of 270.
Take action this season with Logan Services. Save up to $2,000 on a qualifying train system and choose from our free indoor air quality stocking stuffers. Free estimates, next day installation, Logan Services.
Bishop and Friends.
Their best win would be a loss to Ohio State by less than 2 touchdowns. Quite honestly, it's the same thing for Penn State.
Bishop and Friends.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Trusted steel power in the palm of your hand. This holiday season, save $30 on the GTA 26 handheld garden pruner. Now just $149.99. Check off a gift from the top of their wish list and make trimming tree limbs a breeze with a lightweight design and 4-inch cutting bar. Visit your local steel dealer today or shop online at steelusa.com. Was $179.99 MSRP. Includes battery and charger. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Hey, folks, it's game day, and the betting's going to be intense, Drew.
You said it, Dave, but a good pregame routine keeps betting responsible.
That's right. You got to pause before you play.
Good call. Sports betting is hot, but it can be risky.
And pausing to set limits is an all-star move.
That's right, Dave. If you bet on sports, pause before you play to set limits, recognize the risk, and know when to stop.
Learn more at pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Whether you get pulled over or get into a crash, drinking and driving will change your whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Not too bad on this Thursday. Plenty of clouds around, but light winds and dry and cool. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Overnight down to around 30 degrees with a few snow showers by morning. On and off snow showers with light accumulation possible. Perhaps a rain shower mixing in too by afternoon. Temperatures back in the mid to upper 30s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
No Desmond Howard death wishes since 2012. This is Man and Bone.
Timmy Hall is in. You're hosting Buckeye Show tonight, right? The shortened abbreviated.
Tyvis is coming in for it, too. So we'll have some fun. Back by popular demand, we'll have him do a little bit more of a X's and O's look at a couple of keys to the game coming up. And tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we're going to be together again, and we'll be live from Novak's in the Short North. So come on out and see us. Obviously, the night before the big game, we'll be having a hell of a time out there. The rest of the plug sheet just got dropped, too. Tomorrow morning on The Juice, You've got A.J. Hawk at 8:33.
Beautiful.
Buckeye legend right there. And how about at 12:30 on Rothman and Ice, Brady Quinn from Big Noon Kickoff.
Well, it is a football Friday, you know. Got a big one coming up.
Yep.
Got big college football action tomorrow night. It's all here. We'll find out what happens. But, yeah, we got all that covered for you tomorrow. This intervention that I talked about for a sports team, we have to talk about the Jets.
Yeah.
Woody Johnson, their owner.
What is going on with the Jets?
All right, so we had heard the reports, right, that Woody Johnson, and I was wrong about this. I thought maybe their front office wanted to do this. We had heard rumors that someone in the front office of the Jets, or that the Jets, you know, had discussions about benching Aaron Rodgers, right, earlier this season after it wasn't going well. Well, that wasn't the front office. That was Woody Johnson coming in and saying, I think we should bench Aaron Rodgers. And they said, no, we're not going to do that. Even though you could argue he's not been tremendous. He hasn't fixed all their problems.
You could argue, okay, I've seen enough of this guy. Like, he's clearly not going to be the QB of the future. He's getting older.
But also, as much as Aaron Rodgers is not my guy, the problems with the Jets go far beyond who's playing quarterback.
Way beyond.
Right? There's just a lot of issues with that roster. Now we're hearing more. According to some reports, looks like this is from The Athletic, they said that Woody Johnson was involved last year when there was discussion about trying to get Jerry Jeudy from the Broncos this past offseason.
Yep. The Brown.
Yeah, who obviously had a 1,000-yard season with the Browns this year. He's been all right.
He
pretty
cooked
good.
the Broncos, even though they lost. He cooked them. Like, he was good.
He has some motivation.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. If he had that motivation in every game,
sure,
he'd be a really good player.
Yeah. But in either case, apparently the Jets had eyes on him. They were thinking about doing it. Woody Johnson said, I don't want to do that. And his logic is mystifying because of his Madden rating.
Oh, God.
Apparently, sources tell The Athletic that this is what came up. Coaches and officials were both briefed on this, and that apparently Johnson cited Madden ratings for that. It's not the only time either. He also pushed back on signing free agent guard John Simpson in the offseason due to his, quote, awareness rating in the video game. This is an NFL roster. This is a billionaire owner telling his guys, don't pick someone up because of what I saw in a video game.
This is embarrassing. This can't happen. This is embarrassing. You have Joe Douglas, who used to be the Jets general manager.
Right.
On the horn, actually talking to another NFL team about a potential trade. And when the discussion turns to, well, we're giving you a fair deal, Joe. Like, this helps everybody. It grows both teams.
Grows the economy.
Why? Why not? He's on the horn with a real NFL team and has to tell them that my owner doesn't feel that Judy's player rating in Madden is up to snuff. So we can't do it.
It's
what would you say to them?
It's mind-boggling.
Okay.
Dude, if you're
pancake eating mofo, like what hang up on? Like, what are you gonna say to that?
Well, but also if you're Joe Douglas or if you're any of the other people who have worked for this organization in the past, I mean, doesn't Robert Saleh come away from this looking a lot better? Like, if the decision was made to fire him, no doubt Woody Johnson was involved in that. Doesn't it almost like now it's like, oh, yeah, remember the guy who wanted the Madden ratings to matter for who we got for our players?
Oh,
that's the guy who fired me. So obviously he'll get a job again or he already is, I think, consulting with he's with the Packers, right? He's already there.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a guy who will be a head coach again very soon because of how dumb this organization is.
But hold on. You've got to tell the other part of this about
we're not even
Jack and Brick.
You got me. I wish I had that teed up. I got to find it. But so he has, Woody Johnson has two teenage sons named Jack and Brick. That is true. Here we go. Yeah.
Jack and Dick.
Close enough. They apparently are believed to be the reason why Madden ratings are cited is because they are telling dad what they see in the video game. And he's like, oh, yeah, it sounds good. And then he'll pass this along.
This is like if we had my Jack, everybody's Jack now.
No, but your kid
just came in here and staffed the station and just picked
who the shows came in and said, you know what, I like these two guys together. Let's do that. But you know what? For one day, it might be fun. But yeah, you're right.
Right. Sure. That'd actually be a good little like kitschy thing.
But
that's
again,
that's a summertime thing right there. Jack picks the lineup.
Right. If any of us brought our
This is
kids in
ridiculous.
and said to our, like, if we went up to sales where they do all the business of this radio station, they bring in millions of dollars to keep us all
We're
in the air, all that
mixing
stuff.
deals over something our children were saying.
It would be everybody would be fired.
And no, like
everyone would lose their jobs also just because this would not work out well if that was the way you were running things at a business like this.
Teenagers, some nepotism's already a thing, right? But
bad enough,
for
right?
the most part, they're people that grew up in the game and are adults.
Well, yeah,
they went to
when
college. They played college football.
Like when
They've been
Stephen Jones
learning
and Jerry Jones
under
are
their dads,
riffing,
right?
Stephen Jones is probably pushing 60 at this point.
He's gonna do
That's not
That's not
ideal
this.
either. No, but it's not ideal. We all can acknowledge that that's not ideal.
Also, Woody,
that's
what
a
do we,
60-year-old man or 55-year-old man, whatever he is.
Woody, we got a little John Tyler stuff going on where we have teenage sons. What are you, like 80?
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. He's a rich guy.
We're going for 3 centuries of generations here.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good reference.
So we got a little John Tyler action cooking with him.
So this is to go further with this. Apparently, current and former players and coaches say that Brick and Jack, the teenage sons of the owner, have brought friends, male and female, into the locker room. Also, Woody Johnson is in the locker room. His wife Suzanne is in the locker room, and all of those people, including the sons, have criticized players while standing in the locker room with those same players. That is, like, what a disaster of an organization.
Yep.
This anecdote, though, again, this is from The Athletic.
This is honestly something that you would create in a drama TV show.
Oh, this feels, doesn't
so
this feel like
ridiculous.
something they would write into a Yellowstone type of thing if it were about an NFL team where it's just like the teenage sons are in here screwing it up?
This is like Donald Sterling behavior.
Yeah.
This is like some of the stuff that was dramatized and clipped in the FX show.
Yes.
Hanging
exactly
out in the locker room like, dude, get out of here. Leave the locker room. Not invited.
Apparently, after the game where Robert Saleh gets fired, the interim coach was Jeff Ulbrich, still is, for the Jets. But he won his first game. Aaron Rodgers came into the locker room with a game ball and was prepared to say, like, he was going to give a little speech and say, this game ball is going to go to the coach, who got us there, did all that stuff, right? That's a great thing to do. The starting quarterback looks at the new coach and says, I want to award this guy a game ball. You know my feelings on Aaron Rodgers, but he has every right to do that. That's the way it should go. Instead, Jack and Brick, apparently Brick Johnson, Woody's kid, took it upon himself to grab a different game ball. And before Aaron Rodgers could get up there, he said, no, I want to give a game ball out to Garrett Wilson, which, of course, former Buckeye. We all love Garrett Wilson, but that's not your job. You are the son of the owner. You have no job. You've never had a job. You never will have a job. You're part of the Johnson & Johnson family of billionaires, I'm quite sure. Never have to work a day in your life. What are you doing? Just be happy with the money.
My God.
Oh.
No.
I can't. Can you imagine if you were in the position of Woody Johnson, Timmy, and your son did this, if my kids did this, like just
I would be mortified.
Yes.
I would be so pissed off, angry. It would be
I would ban them from the facility. I would say, this is not, I love you.
Grounded is not strong enough. I'd have to build a jail cell in my home. Like that would be the kind of punishment for behavior like this. That in front of professionals. You don't know what, get out of your teenage mind. This is not how the real world works. It's not how you can talk to people. You can't go interrupting people. You don't know what you're doing.
No.
And your name is Brick. Okay?
Brick is your name.
You're as dumb as a brick.
Yeah. You are like Brick Tamlin. You're just Brick killed the guy.
Loud noises.
That's right. Who names their kid after?
Oh my God.
Is there a chance is that what happened?
I love Lamp.
Did Woody Johnson watch Anchorman and say, you know what, that's a good idea. I like that name. I'm going to name this kid Champ and that kid Brick.
Woody got to drinking. He was watching Anchorman. And he decided to name his boy Brick.
God.
Is his next son going to be named Champ?
Yeah,
Champ
I hope
Sports.
So. I hope so.
Whammy.
Aaron Rodgers, by the way, plays for this craptastic organization. I mean, again, I'm not a fan of Aaron Rodgers, right? But I don't blame him for being a little stressed about the way it's going in New York right now.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently has said he's going to take some time before he decides what he's going to do with next year, whether he's going to come back and play.
I would be done, man. Don't come back to them.
He's in the middle. It just takes some time.
It just takes some time.
Yeah. You're in the middle of the ride.
Little girl.
Everything will be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Everything will be just fine. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers also has a documentary out on Netflix about him and how brilliant he is, I guess.
It's called Enigma, right?
I think it is.
When I first saw it, I thought it said enema.
Well,
so that's odd.
Aaron Rodgers in this documentary has provided us with some great audio. It's a little rough to hear, but this is him. He is at an ayahuasca retreat with a bunch of other ayahuasca users. And he is, according to the documentary, enjoying the tea, I guess. That's what ayahuasca is. I think it's a tea you sip, from what I understand. Anyway,
ayahuasca retreats.
This is Aaron Rodgers enjoying some ayahuasca and talking about caterpillars.
The butterfly is just another term for the caterpillar. It's really the caterpillar the entire time. And caterpillar opens his wings and just cannot believe this is my life now. I get to fly around. I get to smell flowers and eat flowers. To live like that, living your wildest dreams every single day.
The fact that that guy is not the worst thing going on with the Jets right now tells you all you need to know.
Unbelievable.
About how dysfunctional that place is.
I would like for him to do an ayahuasca hit on Pat McAfee.
Boy, that'd be
could
something.
The next thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I would actually, I would tune in for that. I would pay money to watch that, buddy.
That is Aaron Rodgers immunized right there.
Mm-hmm. A Hall of Famer was apparently a terrible father. I'll explain in 2 minutes. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You should be aware of an accident that's blocking the right shoulder on northbound 71's ramp to 11th Avenue. On the north side, police are on scene, adding to that holdup. And we've got slower traffic on eastbound 70 on the east side between Hamilton Road and 270. This report is sponsored by Discover. Time with family, laughs with friends, and cash back. Discover's got you covered on the last one. That's because Discover doubles all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
At $179 million in total cash prizes.
Mom, what are you doing?
Mix in 3 parts bills, bonus boxes, and multipliers.
Is this some kind of recipe?
Gradually stir in a ton of excitement.
Oh, you're trying to make Ohio Lottery holiday scratch-offs, aren't you? Stop overcomplicating things. Just go buy all your favorites like Holiday Cash, Holiday Lucky Times 10, and Merry Money.
Oh, that is easier.
Uh-huh.
Now help sift non-winning tickets into My Lotto Rewards for a second chance to win.
Play Holiday Scratch-Offs. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and condition regulations. Play responsibly.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way, give Bath R Us a ring. Call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait for spring to get your bathroom right. Bath R Us, your dream bath's on the way. Oh, you'll love to design the bath of your dreams today. Happy holidays from Bath R Us.
Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The only thing harder than common man's arteries is T-Bone thinking about a red-bellied woodpecker. This is Man and Bone.
Timmy Hall is in. Timmy Hall is going to be taking through the Buckeye Show coming up top of the hour. Him and Tyvis Powell will be here. 30 minutes of Buckeye Show greatness. And then pregame, Jackets time, Jackets and Devils, tonight at 7. All the action right here on the Fan.
No doubt about it.